Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Melee Madness podcast. Hey, I am Melee James. How's it going, everybody? And we got another person here. How's it going, you?
Am I here? I don't know.
I think so. Are you just in my brain? Is it going to be one of those tales? You've just been my split personality this whole time.
Isn't that like the only reason we record videos, so that you know that I'm actually real and not like a figment of your imagination?
Every day I go up to you and I touch your face like this, This is what she sees every day she wakes up, just to make sure she is real. I still don't believe it, folks. But yeah, we are here with another episode of the Melee Madness podcast. This is, of course, Kay. How's it going, Kay? Are you excited? Are you excited to talk stuff that you have no idea what we're talking about today?
Yeah, I mean, I always tell you, just surprise me whenever we're here, and then vice versa, I surprise you sometimes. So today, I'm like, I don't know what the topics are. All I know is that I'm going to talk about titties at some point.
What? Why? What happened?
Well, we're not at that segment yet.
Oh, I know. I recalled. I remembered. Okay, I know. Well, talking about... Damn, that would have been a good title. Here I named it fucking Loss. I named it Loss.jpg.
Yeah, you could have named it...
Titties. I could have named it Titties. Now we're going to get 2 clicks instead of like 80,000. So, but yeah. Okay, so before we get into the show, I'm going to check in with chat. How's it going, chat? Full disclosure, I feel like absolute fucking dog shit today. I don't know what fucking happened, but I tend to get sick like once per season. And so I think summer is officially dead and is now fall. Because it's literally, if you notice this, you've been with me long enough. It's once per season. Like 4 times a year, like clockwork.
Yeah.
That's when, like, as soon as the season changes, boom. It's like my body's like, climatized.
And is it literally fall now? Like, it just started?
That's what it felt like the first fall day to me. And I was like cozy, I was getting all comfy, and then I'm like, I feel like shit. So yeah, I think that's what happened.
For the past like at least 10 years, yeah, I can say that's happened.
I wasn't like, did I drink yesterday? No, I wasn't happy yesterday, so surely I didn't drink.
When's the last time we drank? It would have been, I guess,
Monday.
this, right?
Yeah, we went to that concert. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see that shirt.
There you go. I loved playing that game. Anyway, I guess we could have talked about that, but I'm not. How's it going, everybody? How's it going, Nerdy Neo? We, of course, decided to go live at the same time as his show. Didn't know, but, you know, that's how we do it here. We shoot from the hip and we ask questions later. You know, we're the original cut of Han Solo. We're the original trilogy cut with Greedo, where we just go, boom, sorry about the mess, here's a credit, walk out, which... I'm not going to go on a whole rant, but I've always hated the Han shot first, Greedo shot first. No, bitch. Han shot only. Han was the only one that shot.
The rant is starting, and I love this because I think this is a record for how quick the rant has started. One of us always goes on a rant.
A Star Wars rant?
Every single episode. No, like a podcast rant. Like, it's always... we don't even get to the first topic, usually, for like an hour and a half.
I'm pretty sure both of us go on rants. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We both do it, but
like
this is a record.
Episode.
It's been like 3 minutes.
Would you say it's a new lap record?
Yes. Oh, no, never mind. It's been like, okay, yeah, like 5 minutes.
5 minutes, but it's a 7-minute intro, so it happened at -2. We went back in time and ranted. Anyway, okay. Yeah, it's Han shot only. How's it going, everyone else? We got Kendon over... And my mouse is breaking on top of it. I need a new mouse. I'm sick here. I'm talking about Han Solo. I'm thinking of Harrison Ford in a fucking sweat. What the fuck's going on?
It's a tragic day for you.
It is. Have you heard the tale of Darth James, the Yoshi ass eater? That's me. We got Kendon Bronner in the chat saying, hey y'all, how's it going, Kendon? Nerdy Neo saying, is this Paul doing Song of Storms? Yes, it is. Dungeon saying, everybody Supersonic Racing. Oh my god, don't get me started on Sonic All-Star Racing Transform, one of the best kart racers ever, and also the best Sonic game ever. How's it going? Oh my god!
Excuse me? You can't just gloss over that. It's not the best Sonic game of all time.
You just missed this!
What?
Guess what? Insidious Bliss tipped us $50, bro.
Oh my god.
$50, and here you are yelling about Sonic, bro. Insidious Bliss, my man. Thank you so much. I'm going to buy
Thank you.
so much cough medicine for that so I can keep streaming for y'all. I'm going to be like hooked up to an IV for you, Insidious Bliss. I'm going to be literally Darth Sidious in episode 9, which I know we don't recognize here. But I'm going to be in that like machine he has, and then I'll come out and I'll be like, "It is time to play Doom 64." And I'm just going to be like, it's like gonna be like what's his name, Chucky Saw from Mask of the Phantasm. That's how you know I'm broken. It's just all the things I like are getting jumbled in my head. But yeah, I'm gonna be like
just jumping together
like,
for you
just
today.
IVs. I'm gonna have like a fucking back to tank. I'm gonna use that money to buy a back to tank in there, and I'm just gonna be like, I can play one mission for you. Insidious Bliss, thank you so much, my man.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it, buddy. You're freaking awesome,
thank you
dude.
so much.
Honestly, I love doing these live with you guys and hanging out. I get to catch up in between all of our ranting and yelling. So yeah, we really appreciate it, man. Thank you, my friend.
It means a lot.
And Insidious Bliss earlier said "sup everyone" and then decided to just be like $50. Thank you, Insidious Bliss. Paul saying howdy, how's it going, Paul? And Paul saying, yeah, Neo, Song of Storms is me. Is me. Paul coming in with the
I am the storm.
Paul coming in with the Vince McMahon energy. You heard Song of Storms? That one's mine. I want to see him on a Photoshop of his face being Vince McMahon and DJ, the other half of our lovely music contributors, being Stone Cold when he's like bound up, and it's just Vince being like, ugh. That's what I want to see. I want to see that. I want to see that booking between the two of them.
Is Paul like new Vince with the mustache, or
Yes.
is he like classic Vince?
No, I want. Okay, you know what, Paul? We need you to have a pencil thin mustache now. Okay, is that okay? I want this like just the thin lip. I think you could rock it. I think you could rock
Vince
it.
and I are on bad terms right now because he didn't listen to Shane McMahon when he wanted to buy the UFC.
That was like 20 years ago.
I don't care.
If I had a nickel every time
I
Vince,
love that man otherwise. I told you he's on my Mount Rushmore. I fucking love Vince, but like
he's on my
fuck you also for letting all this happen to wrestling.
He's on my man rush mount for top men ever. Him, Ryan Gosling, Mel Gibson.
Oh, this is like your man crush.
My
Matthew.
man
Got
crush Rushmore. This is another one.
Man Crushmore.
Travis when he looks like Matthew Broderick. There we go. That's my Mount
That's
Rushmore.
a good list. That's a good list. You know what?
There we
You get applause
go!
for that one.
Specifically when he looks like Matthew Broderick. All right. Let's see. Who else do we got going on? That's right. We got Dungeon 00X in the chat. And we got Jerry Crow in the chat saying, I've been sat dialing in an amp tone chained to EL34 into the XF loop before the main 2X6L6 power stage. And he said, Paul, my man, overdrive is something else. Jerry, I'm starting to think you're a droid. I think he's a droid. He's a mechanical drumming machine, that man.
Look, I just have to say, Jerry is
talented.
Jerry's one of the smartest people I know. I feel like every time I talk to Jerry, I learn something new and super technical, and I'm just like, whoa, like my brain is blown.
If you're in our Discord, which I recommend because it's always a fun time, if you're in our Discord, Jerry is always in there just blowing people's minds. I just blow, but Jerry blows people's minds in there, and that's why I don't always respond, because I'm just reading it being like, I don't get it. What did Jerry say? I feel like monkey. My brain went monkey mode. We got Imp Black Belt in the chat saying, hi guys, I can't stick around but have a wait, excuse me. Imp Black Belt said, I can't stick around but have a drive-by liking. My brain filled in the blank on that one. I was like,
what did you hear?
Drive-by something.
Okay.
Drive-by something else. I went for I went straight towards what you'd think is a drive-by, and it ain't McDonald's, folks. But thank you, in Black Belt. And he said, night all and have fun. And of course, we got the one, the only, the legend, the icon, DJ Axis in the chat going, ayy. He sounds like Watto in episode. I'm full of Star Warsy stuff today. It's because we've been fucking binging Clone Wars.
You got Star Wars on the brain. Yeah, no, don't spoil Ahsoka for me.
Yeah, nobody say shit. Yeah, you're watching Clone Wars. I'm watching Bad Batch right now, trying to get through it so we can Ahsoka this party up here. But yeah, DJ sounding like Watto from episode 1 Racer going, ayy. How's it going, DJ? Let's see here. J. Crow says, thanks for nudging towards that guitar. Got tones for days. Paul says, Bobs. Bobs indeed. Bobs will be discussed. We love Bobs. DJ says, Doom 64 would help you feel better, James. Well, you know what? That Palpatine rendition did actually help a bit. So maybe.
When are we doing Doom 64 with Star Wars music, James? Everyone wants to know.
I must do.
I just put him on the spot.
Oh my god, dude! Can you imagine how good I'll be?
Isis Cantina. 5 hours.
No!
Doom 64. I'm there.
No, I was gonna say vote Anne. I was gonna go so hard to vote Anne.
No.
Oh my god. You should like Vote Anne. They made up your people's fucking language just for that song.
Whatever. Yeah,
Mandalorian
okay,
bros. Come on.
I still need to play Republic Commando.
Do it.
It's like shocking that I didn't finish Clone Wars, and that's like the main Mandalorian thing. I haven't played Republic Commando. They literally made the language for that. Yeah. Like pretty much my love for Mandalorians is KOTOR, and then like random things I read in the EU.
Real number ones will know Delta Squad is so much fucking cooler than the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch show should have been made about fucking Delta Squad. Are you fucking kidding me? Pretty much Delta Squad was the stars of Republic Commando, and they should have had their own show because they're kind of similar to the Bad Batch anyway, but they're less goofy. Yeah. They're like the Delta Squad is like fucking intense. Like they all go hard. Well, it doesn't have the
everything
Disney.
I've seen of Bad Batch is terrible.
Yeah, let's go. Here's every episode of Bad Batch for you. Hunter Wrecker, what are we gonna do? Don't worry, Omega. We gotta go talk to Sid and get a job. All right, I got a job for you, but it's going to screw you over, and you're only going to get some of the money. Oh, Sid, I think that's her name. I don't know. Oh, Sid, how can we stay mad at you? That's every episode. There's some good ones in there. Paul says, I shot a load first into Birdo. I can confirm. I watched. It was a good time. Paul said, Fitty! That's right. I know. Insidious Bliss came and spoiled us.
It's so bad that Paul said that. My first thought was, which hole?
It depends what you roll in Mario Party.
That's true.
Everyone is given crowns over to Insidious Bliss, and yes, I tip my imaginary hat to you as well, sir. Insidious Bliss says, sounds like money well spent. Well, you funded a real-life Bacta-tank. That's pretty freaking cool, dude. And yes, DJ, he is a VIP tonight, and Dungeon says that's some true dedication right there, and Paul says, extra zero, make it happen. Oh, that meme? Yeah. Where was I? Oh my god, the chat. The chat! Don't worry, we're gonna get into the real topics, the real meat and potatoes soon. Where the fuck am I? And we got Potato the Ace sing, howdy hey. Well, howdy hey to you. Let's see here. Dun. Uh-oh. We had Travis in the chat, so he heard that he's on my Rushmore. Matthew Broderick era. How's it going, Travis?
It's a good Mount Rushmore, honestly.
Oh no, my crush has been exposed. Oh my
god.
Heard you. Senpai noticed me there. Oh no, Matthew Broderick arc. And yeah, Travis, you look good shaven. You did the shaven thing. You got the Scott Ian Anthrax goatee going on sometimes. I like that. You should grow it. You should grow it like Scott Ian from Anthrax and get like the red dye, and then you can jam out with Paul. It'll be good. We'll do a rendition of Turn It Up, Bring the Noise together. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. Anyway, thank you, Travis, for joining us today. And yes, you are in my Mount Rushmore, men. Jerry says vacuum tubes. And then Travis says, hey, friend, story lurking, had a bad few days. Well, Travis, feel free to DM me anytime, buddy. I will gladly accept a DM from one of my Mount Rushmores. So, Travis, I hope your days get better, my friend. Everyone send your love to Travis. I hate when people have bad days. No bad days, only smiles here. Only 4 smiles. Smile X, if you will. Paul says, hope things get better, Travis. Insidious Bliss says, hopes it gets better. And Travis says, like so mad, I thought I might have a heart attack. Oh my god. Well, Travis, I'm probably the worst person to watch if you want to calm down. So, let's drink some tea Earl Grey hot, just like Picard would have done. Listen to some soothing, nice music. Have a good evening, my friend. Nerdy Neo says, hope you're doing okay, Trav. And he says, anywho, DJ, oh my god, you chats are popping off. We might have to just pop into it, but we love you guys. DJ says, Kay is saying what everyone's thinking. That's right. Nerdy Neo says, I've been streaming my first full playthrough of Republic Commando. How you liking it, Nerdy Neo? I hope you like it. Paul saying, smash that like button. I don't know what the like button does, but I appreciate it. If it does something, thank you. If it doesn't do anything, thank you as well. Paul says, all the holes, all the holes. I don't want one position. I want all positions. You want unlimited power. Wipe out Birdo's asshole. DJ says, hope things get better for you, Travis. I've been going through a lot lately too, and I feel sorry. Well, all my love to you as well, DJ. We love you people here, so I hope your days get better for both of yous. All right. Shall we get it going? Potato says, got y'all mixed in between my music and gameplay. I'll be lurking. Well, I hope my voice synchronizes into your music and I like make an edit of myself. That'd be fucking great, man. All right.
I see you drinking from my Sonic glass. Mr. Oh, the Sonic racing game is the best Sonic game
All-Star
ever.
Racing
Get the
Transform.
fuck out of here.
Sonic All-Star Racing Transform, best Sonic game. Those who know, you can play as the Heavy and the Spy and the Pyro in PC.
First of all, Diddy Kong Racing is better. Okay, so it's not even about Sonic to me. I love Sonic.
And Crash Team Racing is better than them all.
No.
Yes. Yes.
God, are we gonna get into a debate before we even talk about what the fuck we're playing?
We
seriously?
have a whole show planned. I have notes. I have the papers. I have the papers.
Papers, please.
Papers, please. I got them. I got notes. This is a show. I promise you. Let's get into it. Yeah. But hey, we can talk kart racers sometime. We do have the town square, and I love kart racers. All right. Let us get into it. Who wants to start off with what are the plays of the week? Kay, you want to start? Should I start? Where do you want to go with this?
Yeah, I guess I could start. Mine's pretty easy.
Okay.
I've shouted at everyone for like the past, I don't know, we've done 8 episodes and probably like 3 of them I've been playing Sea of Stars. Play Sea of Stars, it's great if you like Earthbound, Super Mario RPG, all that kind of stuff. The story's okay, the gameplay is great, it looks beautiful, play it, it's good. Let's get that one out of the way.
I love how straight and to the point you are, and then here I am going on a whimsical little tizzy fizzy. And, yeah.
Because every single time we talk about the games that we're playing, we go for 2 hours just on that.
I know. Actually, I've noticed that you're more of a... I like to talk about the games I'm playing, and I like to gush about that. But when we get to the news, you're the reporter. You're the reporter of the two of us.
I am? What?
You're the one... You go harder and longer on the news. I'm the one that gushes over what games I'm playing.
But as long as I'm not Jessica Chobot in Mass Effect, whatever Mass Effect she's in.
Yeah, because then I would have to hit that renegade button on you. Boom. All right, what have you been playing? Anything else?
Yeah, of course. Okay, so this is where the titties come into play.
Y'all ready for this?
So I was in a mood to play Dead or Alive 3, and this is because Mortal Kombat 1 came out. Everyone's been talking about Mortal Kombat, getting mad or getting happy about it, whatever. Everyone's debating. I don't give a shit. I'm not a huge Mortal Kombat person. I don't mind Mortal Kombat, but it just wasn't my main fighter. I'm more of like a 3D type fighter person, and so I was like, I'm in the mood to play a fighter because everyone keeps talking about fighters. I'm gonna pop in Dead or Alive 3 on my original Xbox. So I started playing, and it's like, oh, this is fun, whatever. And then I was like, I've played this game so many fucking times, because I bought it, like, at launch. So I've been playing it for, almost 20 years at this point. It's like, I need a new, like, Dead or Alive or something. And I was like, should I just go to the newest one? No, I've heard, like, really bad shit about it, whatever. So I'm, like, going through, and then I was like, wait, I never played that 360 one. And I was, like, trying to remember. I'm like, I think it's Dead or Alive 4 or something. I spent, like, less than 5 minutes looking at footage, and I was like, this is the most glorious fucking thing I've ever seen. I went straight to the Xbox store, like the Microsoft store on our Xbox, and just bought the game digitally. I was like, I'm not even gonna look for this. I'll look for this physical later. I still want a copy on my shelf. I was like, I can't even wait. I'm just gonna buy this fucking game. And so my entire, like, 2 weeks has just been every moment I can play a game. I've been playing Dead or Alive 4 and enjoying, like, every fucking second of it. And James, I don't know if you can show footage of it or not on your setup, but
whipping it up as we speak here. There
Perfect.
It is. We don't
is
have
a
footage
beautiful
ourselves,
game.
but I do think you should stream this because people need to witness how frickin' good this game is, man.
I recorded some shorts. I just haven't posted them yet, but oh my god, it's like everything I've ever wanted out of a fucking fighter. I love the cheesiness of Dead or Alive. It's a really tough game. I didn't expect that because Dead or Alive 3 and 2 felt a bit easier to me. This game, I'm like, there is no fucking easy mode. Like, I hopped in, I was getting my ass kicked for like a good hour or two before I finally like started doing well. But I love all the characters. I love the cheesiness of the story. I love that they're not afraid of sexuality. Everyone's got their tits out. No one gives a fuck. There's like one like fucking cutscene at the end where some chick is a stripper and then she just murders a guy, and it's like, this is amazing. And then there's one character that kind of looks like a character from Devil May Cry, and she's like rocking a guitar and shit. Anyways, I fucking love this game. It's so fun. Yes, it's a bit corny. I don't care. At one point, I was playing some drunk guy. I was laying like on the steps of some place, and then a bunch of monkeys started yelling at me.
Yes, I was there. I was there for the monkey yelling. And I tried to get heat on Twitter a couple times over this game because I've dabbled in it as well as you've been playing it. And I tried to get heat by being like, look, I'm a big Mortal Kombat guy. Mortal Kombat's my bread and butter. I am also a detractor. I'm a big detractor of Mortal Kombat 1. I have not played it, and I don't care to. So can I just say the character models look better in this game than they do in Mortal Kombat 1? Why would I spend in Canada with our Monopoly money? Why would I spend over a fucking $100 on a game when I have to wince to look at it? I don't enjoy looking at Mortal Kombat 1. Say what you want about anything. Extra Zero has gone in really good detail about all the problems he has on the game. For my issues, it's really the story and the characters, and I don't like looking at that game. Let's just say this game is very pleasant to look at, and for many
100%.
many reasons, but it's absolutely amazing. And I have played it a bit as well, and I gotta say, it feels so tight. I don't know if anyone is a fan of Tekken, but this reminded me a lot of Tekken 3 back in the day, because I've never played the Dead or Alives that much until this one, but it's like your enemy could have like an inch of health left and they can still beat you, and vice versa. Like, your health drops so quickly, it can just go boom, 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 you're done. And there's not really any special moves. They're just very simplistic combos, but it's all about when you hit.
There is some combos that you can hit. I just don't care to look into that, because I always told you I hate that like shit.
It's like about when you hit, how you hit. It's very tactical. Yeah. So for a game that you think is just like eye candy, it's not. It's very intense. And I have heard Kay screaming at 2 a.m. playing this game because like it is balls to the wall hard, but it's so satisfying. The next time I tried to get heat for this game, I said on Twitter, spoiler alert, but the secret character in it is pretty much Master Chief, but a girl. It's disconnected.
OBS disconnected?
Yeah. What the heck? Let's check chat. What is going on? We got Fs. And I'm red. Oh god, are we back?
Okay. We're back. Okay.
Hold on, let's see. This is the problem with doing it live? Are we back?
Yeah, usually when we're not live, we don't have to, it just like records and then we're fine.
All right, let's do it. Now I gotta check thing. Oh my god, it's disconnecting again. Fuck me. Let's see here.
I think we're fine.
No, we were not fine. Oh my god. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna pop in to YouTube chat and see how that looks. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to do a full-blown restart. Oh my god. Let's see.
Yeah, we're good now. We're
good now. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody. I don't know what the frick happened there. Okay, if you can let me know if Twitch is still okay, let me know.
Yeah, it all looks fine. I don't know. I think you're just temporarily disconnecting.
Okay. Let's see. On my end, Twitch looks good, and YouTubes looks good, and that was the two big ones. Okay.
This is the fun of doing it live.
We're doing it live. Oh my god. So sorry about that.
Anyways,
folks.
Titties are great.
Yes.
Dead or Alive 4 is great. I just have to, I know like you were ranting and raving about the combat in it. I do have to mention that like it's not really balanced well. I think there's better fighters for sure. Like I like the... Oh, is Rumble having issues still? One sec.
That's not new for Rumble though. We always have issues with
Yeah,
Rumble.
that's true.
It's when
Whatever.
we're always having issues with Rumble, but YouTube, Kick, and Twitch are 99% of the time good. I'm gonna just
But yeah, like with this, like with Dead or Alive, I mean, the balancing in this specific game, you can tell that there's characters that are like really easy to play and there's characters that are difficult. And so there's like, I went through and I wanted to get every single like end cutscene for the story. I played every single character at this point. There were some that like it took me hours to beat their campaign, and some people it took me like one try.
right.
And I just want to hop to Nerdy Neo's comment because it's relevant to what we're saying, and he's asking like what my character is. Tina's my main. I love Tina like more than anyone. So
I don't. Which one's Tina? Describe her to me.
she's the pro wrestler girl. So you know, there's the big dad that's like got the hog, and he's a motorcycle guy, and
That's
he's got
right.
a daughter that wants to be in Hollywood. So that I like playing as a daughter.
Oh yes, yes.
And she's got the American bra and everything.
I like the big Hulk Hogan guy, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I fucking love Tina.
Yeah, no, I love that game. I want to play more of it actually. You've hooked me onto it now as well. It's my fighting game of the year, and it came out in 2006, 2005.
But it goes downhill after 4. So here's the thing: I played 1, 2, 3, skipped 4 for some reason when it came out. Actually, you and I were talking about it. I realized why. I didn't buy a 360 at launch, and that was a 360 launch title, so that's why I missed that. And then I played 5, and I didn't like 5 very much, so I just stopped playing the new ones. But yeah, there's like a lot of weird stuff now. At one point, like in the newest one, I think it's 6, they were like, oh, if you want to like paint the hair color of your character, if you want to dye your hair, you have to pay money. And then if you want to dye it another color, you pay again. If you want to go back to that original color, you pay again. So every single time you dye the character's hair, you would pay like money for that, and it was really dumb.
That's
So there's a
terrible.
lot of weird microtransaction stuff in the new one. And I heard that one of the main guys that was working on it has left since. He had some allegations or some shit. So
I haven't heard about that at all.
yeah, so essentially the series does not have the main people driving it anymore. So I don't know. I don't know if there'll even ever be a new one. It's hard to say, but I'm gonna cling to 4 for as long as humanly possible, and 3. And I love Aerosmith, and they both have Aerosmith songs. So
It's so
it's
jarring and weird. I didn't believe you when you said it, and then all of a sudden, yeah, because it's like old school fighting game where you beat the ladder with a fighter and you get an ending, and some of the endings it'll just start playing Aerosmith, like no fucking warning, no
It's
nothing.
so weird.
Suddenly you're like, is that fucking Aerosmith? And it just is, and it's like, okay,
It just is, and it works. It's like this is what
It
Japan
just
thinks
works.
we are. Japan thinks that we just listen to Aerosmith.
I love them. I have always said America needs to be the Japan that they think they are. Always. Because I said that during my Metal Wolf Chaos stream, which I want to go back into that. But yeah, be this America. Be the America Japan thinks you are. And
Exactly.
everything will be A-okay.
100%. But to continue on with my games, because this one's so deeply related, I'm also playing, and this relates to a Rumble comment. Somebody said, oh, that's Grang Messer said, oh, I thought she was talking about the volleyball game. I'm also playing the volleyball game.
You're double
but I'm-
dipping into that DOA.
I am double dipping. So when I'm playing the fighting game and I'm like, I need a break from the fighting game, I'm playing the third Dead or Alive that didn't even make it to North America because we can't handle that shit. It was too sexy. And so I got this imported from China, literally, and I am playing Dead or Alive 3 Extreme Scarlet. And it is so fun. I don't even know if we can show footage.
We're going to find out.
Don't know.
We're going to find out.
But it is super fun. It's pretty much you're on this island, Zach's island, for anyone that knows the Dead or Alive games. Zach is pretty much a pimp, and he just has fun with girls and whatever. And so he's like funded this island. His previous island blew up, so they actually added story to this. So like his previous island, there was like an explosion or some shit, and so he had to rebuild, but he doesn't have time to maintain it himself. So now he has you as the owner to come in. And so there's 2 modes. There's the girl mode, and then there's the owner mode. And so as the owner, I can go in and make sure the girls are having a good time on this vacation island and like buy them drinks and outfits and all this stuff. And then as the girls, I get to play all these different battles. So I can do beach volleyball, butt battles. So literally like two girls just like in the middle of the water trying to knock each other into the water. There's beach flags, which I posted a YouTube short of. And it's just like the two girls running as fast as they can to go get the flag.
Did we get away with that? Did we have any issues?
We got away with it.
All right.
But you know what? You know what makes no sense? And this has nothing to really do with me talking about the game, but I have been posting videos of me playing Donkey Kong Arcade.
Are you gonna reveal?
Jumping over barrels.
The barrel jump.
And people like that content more than me showing women, tits, bouncing, running for a flag in the sand.
I don't understand this world
I don't
anymore.
get it.
I don't know.
2,000 views for Donkey Kong jumping over barrels.
I know.
4 views, dead or alive, women running in bikinis towards a flagpole.
It's absolutely
Explain.
freaking insane.
I don't get it. But you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna keep making those shorts because I fucking love this game. So anyways, you play as the owner or the girls. You can buy, as the girls, you can also buy gifts for each other as well because you want to have like a partner with you that like enjoys the island with you. I don't really fully get it. But there's that, and then you can, as the owner, I have this daily where I have to like take photos of the girls relaxing, which is really fucking weird. But you get cash for it, like in the game, so I do it. And so now we have a channel in our Discord called Waifus.
That's right.
And that channel in our Discord is literally for me to post photos of the girls when I take them. But also, if you have a waifu of your own that you want to post in that Discord channel, feel free. So I've been having a blast with that game. It is super fun. The 360 one, I think, is still a little bit better, honestly. I love the 360 one. It's almost comical in comparison. This one's funny too, but I suggest the second one more than this one. But if you can get your hands on a copy, this game is super fun too. And I've noticed a lot of people don't know this game exists because it never came here.
Yeah.
You have to import it. So, yeah, but the great thing about the Switch is there's no region lock. So you can just play it on your Switch.
Fucking amazing. Like, it's just amazing what you can do with it. How did Nintendo turn into the sexy system? Into the badass system?
I know.
It's
so weird.
Insane to me, but yeah, no.
And then you have fucking PlayStation censoring Devil May Cry. There's a scene, a nude scene, and they literally like shone a light on it, and then it's like literally on the Switch. I can fucking download Senran Kagura Reflections, which is literally just me massaging girls. I can play this on the Switch and it's fine.
Yep.
But I like on a PlayStation, I can't fucking see a like half-naked girl on a motorbike. What the fuck?
Well, you know that one of my favorite games is Terminator Resistance, and it's got not one but 2 sex scenes, and Sony were the ones that made them censor it. That's the thing, is people like, the game is not like the most popular game in the world, but if you know about it, people are like, oh, they censored the sex scenes. They were demanded by Sony. They're like, you're not allowed on our platform if you don't censor these sex scenes. And so they were like, fuck it, and they just censored it across all their builds. But it's Sony are the prudes nowadays. Sony are the frickin' prudes. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
And I always thought Nintendo would stay that way forever and that they would be all afraid of this shit because they're trying to be family friendly.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, the Switch, they're just totally fucking fine. Upload whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. So those are my games. I don't know if you want to go through comments before we go to your games, just because a lot of them are Dead or Alive related comments.
If you want, we can do that. Sure. Let's see. Let us take a look here. Potato the Ace says Crash Racing for the win. Yeah, hell yeah. I love me my Crash Team Racing. And as you said, we had Grang Messer talking about the volleyball game, which we went into. And what do we got popping up over on YouTube? We got a lot of comments over on YouTube. Let's get through these right now. Jerry Crow said, an infraction is sudden, so similar symptoms probably might still be heart issues. We'll definitely get we love you guys, so go get checked out and everything, and have long, happy, healthy lives and all that, please.
Exactly.
And oh my God, Travis, I did not know that, and I hope you have brighter days ahead. I did not know about that about you, but yeah, feel free to message me anytime, my friend. Nerdy Neo says Chobot was in Mass Effect 3, and she is not the reporter you punch. Oh, that's a different character.
I always thought that was Jessica Chobot.
Is it not? Who's the girl I punch?
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. No. I just turned Chobot down. That's right. He's right. Yeah. No. In 2 is the one where you punch her. In 3, I just say, "Get out of here. No journalists. Leave. Leave." That's right. You can't
Oh,
punch
okay.
her.
Well, anyways, in my revisionist history, I punched Jessica Chobot in the
In
face.
my dreams, I punch Jessica Chobot. Travis says it is what it is. I don't want to talk about it. That's okay. You don't have to share anything you don't want to, my friend, and cannot talk about why I'm mad, so got to work it out by myself. Well, you can bug me anytime, but if you need to work it out by yourself, all my love to you, dude. Jerry Crow says, yeah, man, of course. I like to know doctors there cost a bit, but a life, especially yours, is priceless. Godspeed, you'll figure it out. Hell yeah. And Travis says, I need to start playing more games. Well, I'm glad we can inspire you to play some more games.
Hey, Travis, I know Travis is playing Diablo. He was streaming that a little bit,
Oh,
but he also
yeah.
mentioned at one point he wanted to stream Sea of Thieves. So
Oh.
when we're doing co-op Sea of Thieves, I totally love to have Travis play with us. I think it'd be a lot of
Hell
fun.
yeah. And coming up soon, I'm going to be tackling solo that final fucking chapter of Sea of Thieves Monkey Island, and then I never have to play the solo shit ever again. I'm dreading it. That's gonna be like a fucking super long as balls stream. I don't know when I'm doing it. I need like
I'm low-key dreading it too.
I need like a good fucking chunk of time. I don't know when I can fucking do it, but indeed. You answered that question. DJ says, I see jiggle physics. Fatbeard says, great jiggle physics. And great minds think alike. That is true. You guys have great minds. Fran Chan says DOA is really good. How's it going, Fran Chan? Fran Chan says, can't believe James, as an Xbox fanboy, never played it. I know. I don't know why it missed me by. And you'd think...
Yeah, because it's Xbox exclusive. At least it was before.
I have no excuse.
Microsoft,
No
literally
excuse.
for the original Xbox, they were like, we want Dead or Alive exclusively.
You'd think that it would be like my ma slapping me with a spoon ladle, being like, little James, you are not allowed to play this game. And she slaps me with a spoon ladle or something. And I'm like, ah. But no. My parents deeply... encouraged my heterosexuality, and they fully endorsed me playing games with big tittied waifus. So that was not the case.
It was that,
excuse.
or think that you're not because you're watching wrestlers all day.
My dad literally thought that I was gonna swing for the other team because I watched wrestling, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's got big, super muscular dudes, but it's also got super hot babes. It had the best of both worlds back in the day, at least. So it was like, whatever side you were swinging for, you were having a good fucking time watching wrestling back in the day. Fatbeard says, I always mained Kasumi. I was thinking Mass Effect. I was thinking...
No. Kasumi's another character. She got Big Bazanga.
Ah, okay. Big Bazanga. I like that.
Actually, I'm not really spoiling it because there's not really much to spoil, but the character model, you know, the one that you were fighting, James, when you're playing as the female Master Chief?
Oh,
it's a reskin of Kasumi.
Ah, that was brutal. The boss fight in that game is fucking brutal, man. I was screaming like a motherfucker. I just wanted to beat the game as not Master Chief once, and I did, and I was elated. Fatbeard says, redheads for the win. True. Jerry Crow says, is it me? And then F's, and then everyone going, no. You're all like...
Everyone's like, oh god!
You're all like Riddler in the Batman. No. This is not how it's supposed to be.
Thanks for being patient with us, guys. I
don't know. So I thought it was going to be that issue that we've been battling, knock on wood, sometimes, but I think it was just a hiccup on your internet. I think that's what happened. I think it was literally a blip in the internet. But yeah, who knows?
It didn't like us talking about the jiggle physics. That's the problem.
Susan was like, what's that? They streamed Toy Story the other day, and now they're talking about boobies? Shut them down. You hear this, Randy Newman? And then Randy Newman was like, I already tried to shut him down, and no one listened to me. If you were here last night, you understand this lore. Go watch our Toy Story stream, because now I'm going to be talking in Randy Newman voice a lot.
I was audibly laughing watching that. Like,
I don't like melee games. They make me very angry. Yeah. We got Travis saying, always love the DOA fighting styles, right? It's fucking satisfying. It's simple but effective and tough and strategic. It's good stuff. Franchan says, those alien bastards are going to pay for taking down my stream. Hell yeah, I know what you were doing there. Let's fucking go. Duke time. I want to get back into Duke as well. Let's see. Thank you for your confirmations that it is good again. Good lord, that was terrifying. I do not want to let you guys down, so keep us posted. I'm scanning in. Nerdy Neo is currently simping for Tina. Is that valid? Is that a valid simp? Is that
Yeah, Tina's my main character.
Oh, okay, good.
She's the one that wears the American bra. She looks hot. She's
Fatbeard says it got butchered by DLC microtransactions. I assume referring to the newer DOA. DJ says, James, I've been getting back into Ziggurat 2, and it's still just so good. It's somehow better than the last time I got into it. Did they do an update, DJ? Did they update the game? I've always liked it. It's just never been like a 10. It's like there's little design things about Ziggurat 2 that I'm like, if they just put this here and did this here, then it would be a 10. So I'm always, I want to do a full dedicated Ziggurat 2 stream one day, for sure. But if they did an update, then I'm very interested. Insidious Bliss says, yeah, it went free to play. Nerdinio says, I haven't played it, but I heard about DOA 6 is one of the most egregious DLC games. What's worse, that or Train Simulator? That's what I want to know. Train Simulator.
No, but literally, imagine you dye your character's hair and you have to pay money, and then you dye it back and you have to pay money again. Like, I do this in real life. Why the fuck am I doing this in a video game?
Yeah, true. I know about Train Simulator, how it's like, at one point to buy all the DLC, it would cost you like $6,000 or something if you wanted to, because it's just, they just don't care. They're like, you don't have to buy this. Have a $500 train. Fuck you. And so it was like a scary thing. If you played on Steam drunk, it's like, don't go near the Train Simulator page. Don't accidentally, because back in the day you could go add all DLC to cart. And so just don't hit that. Don't even touch the Train DLC page. Fatbeard says, why does free-to-play always amount to extremely predatory microtransactions? I know, there's so rarely a good free-to-play game. Though, what is everyone's favorite free-to-play game? In fact, my favorite free-to-play game is probably it's in my opinion the best PvP game ever, and that's Team Fortress 2. Because Valve just made a masterpiece with that game, and they can't keep getting away with it. DJ says free-to-play can work. The problem is it has to be done just right, or it's extremely predatory. Well, yeah, we don't like our predators here. They tried to kill Arnold Schwarzenegger, and that's no good. Franchan says DOAX is so good. And Paul says China, and he spelt that like the wrestler China. I don't know if that was intentional, but that's cool. Franchan says, that's awesome. I have the same imported copy. And he says the Xbox 360 DOAX has a lot more to do, though.
Yes, exactly. The second one feels like a full game. The third one just feels like okay, you're on an express mission. I don't know if they made it that way because they knew they were only shipping it to half the world or what. But the second one just felt so much better.
Paul says Franchan and did a little fart emoji. I don't know what that means, but you guys got something going on. That's cute. Franchan says, hey, how's it going? Of course, I'm smoking right now. Oh, I thought it was farts. DJ says, I need to make 2,000 sock accounts to remedy this travesty. Paul says, same. Franchan says, it's because Donkey Kong is way sexier than any woman will ever be. I can't argue you. And you know what, Franchan? My love for Donkey Kong is like a golden banana. Franchan says, it's a Singapore import technically since half the population speaks English. And Paul says, posted my waifu in Discord. I can't wait to check that out, Paul. Franchan wondering if it's Paul's persona. Probably. Paul says, Exo created lore that I bang Birdo, so I'm leaning into it. Perfect. Well, you bang away. I'll bang Yoshi, you bang Birdo, we'll have a good time. Franchan says, well, the Switch has Postal 1. True, and everyone fucking loves Postal 1. I love Postal 1. We streamed it a little bit of it, and it was great. Travis says, yes and right, Paul. Nerdy Neo says, you can punch the reporter in all 3 games. Wait, are you... Okay, time to replay Mass Effect 3 so I can punch Jessica Chobot.
Punch the reporter, run.
Franchan says, I think in Mass Effect 3, Jessica Chobot eats a whole PSP. I would not be surprised. That sounds like her. I've seen her do it many a times, but she could not swallow a Vita. It was just too much. Travis says, always lean in, and I'm down to play with you all sometime. Hell yeah! Sea of Thieves stream when.
Let's do it.
Let's fucking go. Hit us up. Franchan says, your parents made you play Rumble Roses. I actually do own Rumble Roses.
Yeah, we own Rumble Roses. I don't know where right now, but
it's back there.
It's back there.
It's back there. Paul says, post another Birdo pic. That is great. Fatbeard says, it's actually Neil Mohan in charge of the YouTube now, but everyone is just calling him Papa Susan. It'll always be. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. To me, it's always Susan. I'm
What if
always
you take over YouTube one day? Is it still gonna be Susan?
Then I've become the Susan. I've become everything I've sworn to destroy. Travis says, I must go to bed. Got a long, serious day tomorrow. Got to sleep. Well, Travis, thank you for hanging out with us, buddy. I really appreciate it. And
Have a good night and best of luck with everything that's going on.
everything that's going on, dude. And if you want to play some Sea of Thieves, just let me know, my friend. Paul says, Warframe, best free-to-play game. That's hard to argue. I've avoided playing Warframe because it looks so freaking good. So I'm terrified of it. Insidious Bliss says, has a good night. And Paul's saying, take it easy, Travis. And DJ says, best free-to-play game is Path of Exile. That is another game that I've been terrified of getting into because it looks so fucking good. And everyone I know that plays Path of Exile and plays Warframe have like 80,000 hours in it. And it's terrifying. But yes, I can't argue with either of those two. I am excited for Path of Exile 2. Because I want to get in on the ground floor. So I'm probably going to try Poe 2. And we got Crazy T in the chat. How's it going, Crazy T? DJ saying, have a good night, Travis. Take care, dude. We all can get behind that. Hell yeah. And Franchan says, Olivia Munn licked the PSP. Jessica Chobot just finished it off. DOA with Olivia Munn versus Jessica Chobot and all of our former not so much waifus win.
Man, imagine playing DOA while watching G4 back in the day when it was in his heyday. I wish I played this fucking game at the time. I don't even know if G4 was still kicking at the time. No, it was because we watched the Halo 3 launch.
That's right.
Yeah, fuck, man. I miss old G4, but I could go forever on that one, so let's not even...
I know. We're going to talk about G4 a lot on this channel. Don't worry. And Franchan also says if James saw the talent tree in Path of Exile, his head would explode. That is the main reason I've never dipped my toes into Path of Exile. That fucking talent tree is a nightmare. All right.
What you playing, James?
What am I playing? What am I fucking playing? What am I playing? I don't know. Oh, yeah.
You have a full record of what you play. I don't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, I have been playing with all of you people TMNT Shredders of Revenge once again. So I had a blast playing this game again with you guys. And guess what? Tomorrow we're going to be playing with the Xbox crew. So we did one full playthrough of the game with everyone in our lovely community over on Steam. And then everyone over on Xbox, it's going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. PST, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. But yeah, so I'm going to be playing this game tomorrow. This is my second time beating the game. I was playing as Usagi, who I didn't even remember, so I just pretended I was fucking Bugs Bunny as a ninja or something. But yeah, I've never done the 5-player co-op in this, and tomorrow it should be 6. We'll see. But man, is it freaking chaos, and we love chaos here. It is hard to not say that this is now the best TMNT beat 'em up. It's really freaking hard. But my nostalgia for 89 is too freaking strong. I know everyone says Turtles in Time, but my personal nostalgic goggles love TMNT 89 the best. And they're both.
This is the best one, honestly.
Objectively, it's really hard not to say this. It's so freaking good. It's so it has more replayability. It's got more characters. It's got my favorite character, Casey motherfucking Jones. How do you not have... And that's dibs Casey Jones tomorrow, because I actually have him unlocked tomorrow.
I'll just play whoever. I don't fucking care.
I actually don't care. If someone wants to play Casey Jones, I will give him up. But I love me my Casey Jones. But yeah, the art of this game is so freaking good, and this game is so freaking polished, and I love beat-em-ups, and now this is one of my favorite beat-em-ups ever. I just wish that we got more standard levels as DLC. So we had the DLC, and that added Usagi and Karai, but I want more levels. I want, like, a new map, and I would pay, like, the exact same price. I would pay, like, you know, double on top of the game just to get, like, a new campaign. They can just build off this, keep the engine, keep the art, keep everything, just design new levels, new maps, and I am so freaking in. But yeah, we have a long show, so I'll keep it short and sweet, but this game is freaking amazing. If you love beat-em-ups, if you love Ninja Turtles, you absolutely have to play this game. It might be the best Ninja Turtles game ever, and Ninja Turtles is known for their amazing games. Do you have anything to add on TMNT?
No, I'm excited to play tomorrow. I think you asked this question already, but I wonder who's going to be faster, the Steam crew or the Xbox crew.
I know. We have to time it. We did take a little break on our Steam playthrough. And if I carry my sluggishness over into tomorrow, then maybe I'm gonna be the one holding us back. But I guess we will find out and see. But I'm excited for the next game I've been playing. Oh my god. Spiral Scouts. Let me tell you about this little game that nobody really knows about. Now, this was the Spiral Scouts incident over on Steam Roulette. And our little show that happens every other Sunday, we should be doing it this Sunday, unless I'm dying or something, knock on wood. But this little show that we do, Steam Roulette, we spun on Spiral Scouts. And for the first time, we had Static come in and be like, play this more. And I'm like, but I'm already playing it. And then people kept donating, play it more, play it more, play it more. And I'm like, I don't know what to do here. So that was the Spiral Scouts incident. But this game's actually really freaking great. As a lot of people in our chats commented, it feels like it was written by me because the comedy, and that's the main reason you played it, the comedy is so freaking absurd. I was trying to remember why I bought this game and why it was in my Steam library, and it was because the same developers made my unironic favorite porn games of all time, Honey Pop and Honeycam. And if you know Honey Pop and Honeycam, those are amazing puzzle games, amazing match 3 games, and dating sims, and the comedy is so freaking good. And the comedy is so good in this too. But this isn't a puzzle match 3 game, but it is still a puzzle game. Let's skip ahead here a little bit. What you do in this game is kind of puzzles and solve tasks around the world. And I'm like, oh, it's like a point and click? No, it's not like a point and click, which I love. It's like legit puzzles. I don't know how to explain it. And so you'll have to like use your brain, and I'm not good at using my brain, as you can see in this clip here. So it will be like, you need to match these blocks together. How do you do that? You'll have to do math. How do you do that? I don't know. I almost failed math.
It takes so much fucking brain power to play this game.
Yeah, and you'll have to do process of elimination stuff. You'll have to do all this stuff, and it is really weird, but the comedy rewards at the end are so worth it. So I'm definitely going to be playing more Spiral Scouts for you guys. It also looks great, as we've commented. It's got a Paper Mario setup. It looks exactly like Paper Mario, except it's very crude and rude, and it has an attitude.
You know, I do have to say, I know DJ, I think, echoed this with me. It's like, I love and hate this game at the same time. Like, for me personally, I don't want to speak on his behalf, but for me personally, some of it was just like annoyingly crude. Like, it was just kind of like, okay, I get the joke, I'm over it.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. And then all of a sudden it got really hard and like intelligent. I was like, what the fuck is going on with this game?
Some of the jokes
like,
in here are really funny. And some of
them... There's been no combat, right? Like, I haven't seen a single second of combat when you played it.
No, it's all puzzles. It's all figure out how to solve this problem. You go around, you're in the Boy Scouts effectively, and you have to earn your badges. And to earn every badge, you have to do something different for a different person. And so it's like, this person asks you to do something, and then you have to figure out how to do it. It might just be find the hidden items. It might be do math. It might be process of elimination on a solar system or something. It's weird. It's almost like a jumpstart game for adults because of how it tries to make you learn.
If I look at it that way, it's not as bad. I just was like so over the fucking farting mechanic in 5 minutes. I was like, I don't care. The comedy is funny in it. Like, you can see the witty dialogue through that team in like every game they've made, and I love Honey Pop's dialogue.
There's no fart jokes in Honey Pop. None.
No, nothing. Yeah. No, but like the way that serious. Like Honey Pop's writing style is, and the way that this is, like, I love that team. I just didn't care for that, like, fucking mechanic in the beginning. And then I was like, okay, this is a puzzle game, whatever. And it's hard for me to compare it to Paper Mario because it's only that way in art style. It has no other real resemblance.
Yeah, I haven't played Paper Mario, but I've played Spiral Scouts. Take that as you will. And so I didn't know that it's nothing like Paper Mario apart from visual style. I've honestly
Paper Mario is combat in it, and it has a really good story as well, and all this stuff. So it's like, I kind of saw what you were saying with the art style, but that's it. I don't see it otherwise.
But yeah, no, I did really like this game, but it was mainly in the writing. I want to see this game through the end, similar to why as a kid I struggled with the LucasArts point and clicks. Is I just wanted to get all the writing. So I'm playing this game because of the writing at this point. Do I like the gameplay?
I want to understand the decision not to put combat in it.
Because a good combat system is hard to design. But it's easy.
Yes,
It's easy to
but,
put
like,
little fucking puzzles.
what's harder to fucking design, a combat system or these dumb fucking puzzles that take like 500 IQ? I feel like I have to go to university just to beat this game,
I
but
would
then
say
I
a
also have to be
combat.
like
I'd
a
say
dumb
combat.
high schooler to laugh at it too.
Because you just need one smart guy on your team, one smart designer to be like, here's what you do for the puzzle. And then you just plug it in. Whereas a good combat design would have actually taken like a little more effort. But this game's good. Like, how do you not like the fact that we helped a king literally bang his queen to death? Like, that's just amazing. That's just amazing. So I can't wait to play more of this game. I am going to play through it probably on stream because, good lord, I need help on some of those fucking puzzles. I have point-and-click brain. I don't have whatever Spiral Scouts is brain. What the fuck is it? I don't know. So for our final game that I'm going to talk about today, something that is meant for a child but is still too difficult for me, we are talking about Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue. I can't remember if I've already talked about this because Susan hates me playing this. But I freaking love this game. We did a part 2 the other day on Toy Story 2. This is a hidden gem collectathon game, pretty much akin to like Banjo-Kazooie and, you know, Spyro and like the other 3D early platformers, Super Mario 64. I think this is better than Super Mario 64. But yeah, Kay just did a horrible face. But yeah, this game is freaking great, and I love it, and it's super charming.
No. How can you even compare this game to Super Mario 64?
They're both 3D collectathon platformers, and this one's better.
I don't want this to be a 10-hour podcast, so I'm gonna not yell at you right
so
now.
Toy Story 2 is superior in every way to Super Mario 64, including... Anyway, so this game is freaking great. I loved it. For some reason, I love the genre that I have... What was that term I came up for this genre? Micro-themed. I love the micro...
I don't know. You came up with a lot of things, like saying it's better than Super Mario 64.
Well, it is, and so I am a sucker for micro-themed shit, and that's what I'm labeling it. I have it trademarked, folks.
I feel like I'm twitching, like, right here. Like, I'm just so, like, how the fuck can you say this?
Micro-themed is, like, think Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or Chucky, or anything where the protagonist is... like a normal sized person for himself, but like the world is normal, but he's so small that everything seems big. So Toy Story is also micro themed. So a Toy Story game is so freaking good. I love me my micro themes. So the theming is great for it. The charm is all freaking there. I love getting mad at my fellow toys because they're fucking assholes and doing little tasks for them. And as Extra pointed out, look at it. It's the first ever Metroid Prime game because it's got the visor reflection, so it's also the best Metroid Prime game. Maybe the best... I can't say it's the best Metroid, but maybe the best Metroid Prime.
How many people do you want to piss off today? That's a real question.
All of them. That's what I do best here. So, I don't know. Look, our next time we're streaming this game... I'm probably going to beat it unless it's a game meant for 8-year-olds is too tough for me. It's had some fuckery. It's had some actual hard parts. Like, look, it's a PS1 game.
Is that PS1 era, though, or is that the actual game being difficult intentionally?
It's the PS1 era. It's got that jank to it a little bit where it's like, you know where I want to jump. You know what I want to do, but it's so janky being the first 3D game that I can't do it. Like, I can't tell you how many times it's like, I know I can jump on this box, but it won't let me jump on this fucking box. And it's just that PS1 first 3D era jank, but I still love it. And a lot of people love this game, so yeah, I can't wait to beat it, and it's super charming and super good and super nice. So
is this your first time playing it, or did you play it when you were younger?
I played it as a kid, but here's the thing. You know how everybody always says, oh, I was so much better at games when I was a kid because I had free time and all this stuff? Wrong. Yeah. I fucking sucked at games as a kid. I fucking sucked balls. So I never got past level 1. And now we only have 5 levels left. And that was like the case for so many games. At least the PS1 era. I really sucked at games in the PS1 era. Like at my age, when those games came out, that's why I mainly on the PS1 played kart racers and fighting games. because they weren't hard, at least for me. So I could play those, but platformers of that era? No way. No
Yeah, but
fucking
even
way.
still, you still struggle with platformers.
Yeah, platformers are my fucking kryptonite. And in that era, I was still playing Duke Nukem. I was playing Quake. I was playing Quake on PC. I was still playing Doom.
Love me
I was
Quake.
playing Wolfenstein still. So yeah, I have always sucked at platformers. I suck a little bit less. I'm able to beat them now through sheer will and crushing, overwhelming sadness. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
I'm still mad about Mario 64.
That's fine.
Let's just move on to the next part. I can't.
All right, that's what I've been playing. Let's catch up with comments before we go into our news segment. Let's see here. Paul says, I will be there for TMNT. That is tomorrow at 7 p.m. PST. We will be streaming TMNT on this channel. Franchan says, I'll be there on my 360. I don't know how, Franchan, but I wish you good luck. DJ says, Shredder's Revenge is greater than TMNT 4. I'm sorry, but it's just the way it is. It is what it is, folks. I know. It's so fucking good. Paul's calling dibs on Mikey. You know what? I've never liked Mikey. You can fucking have Mikey. Never liked him. Never liked him.
He's your least favorite turtle?
Hell yeah. Raph.
Why?
Raph's the best. Leo's second. Long distance third, Donnie. Even longer, Mikey. I was always, you know me. You grew up with me. I was the edgy boy. I've always been the edgy boy. I'm wearing a fucking Ghostface shirt right now. I like the edge. Give me Wolverine. Give me the hardened guys. Give me the rough and tough stuff. So, yeah, Team Raph all the way. Team freaking
So
Raph.
Mikey is just too goofy for you? Is
Yeah.
that the problem?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't hate him. It's just if I had to rank the turtles, I'm never playing Mikey. And Mikey, I've noticed, is usually people's favorite.
Because he's the comic relief. People like him.
I want dark, edgy, crying in the rain, so you can't see that it's tears. Ooh, is that tears in the rain?
Yeah, but like TMNT, like it has some serious themes, but overall it's a pretty lighthearted show.
Well, my favorite TMNT movie is Dark as Fuck. That's the one with Raph being like a vigilante Batman character. It's the TMNT 2007, and he's like, I'm gonna do this myself because I'm hard. So, and then Mikey is just being like, I'm gonna entertain children, and it's great. Mikey's great. Mikey is my favorite in TMNT 07, actually. His comic relief in that is fucking great. But yeah. And also, maybe the first time I ever heard the word damn was from Raph.
And that makes it edgy and cool.
Exactly. He wears a trench coat in New York. You don't get much edgier than that. Paul says, oh, this Xbox crew is going to be savage, dude, and Neo. I know, it's going to be brutal. Paul says, Spiral Scout has created the pay to keep playing. We still have not figured out how to fix that, but stay tuned for a future show, maybe. DJ says, K knows.
I mean, I'm pretty close to figuring it out, but I don't want to roll it out until
we
good.
have a secret layer of gnomes and goblins that work on our shows. We're pretty much like Willy Wonka over here, and so they just go blip, 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 and then they work on shit, and then they craft a new show for us. So those goblins, a few of them may have died, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make for the new show for you guys. DJ says, K knows what's up. Preach it. Preach it. DJ is having a villain arc right now because all the games I've been playing lately he hates. So he hates Spiral Scouts. Been playing that. Gonna keep
But you
playing
haven't
it.
been playing his favorite game, Dead by Daylight.
Oh, you're right. And I just want to bring up my favorite. Did you see the tweet I made on that today? Thanks to Jonathan Davis. Hold on. I'll get it. A lot of times on this channel, I make myself laugh. In fact, more than anybody. Wait, hold on. Where the fuck? There we go. Where was it? This. So Jonathan Davis is leaning into the meme of DJ's favorite game being Dead by Daylight. And so he said 24-hour DVD stream when? And I was just like, what's that? DJ wants a 24-hour DVD killer stream from me? Okay, DJ, I'll do it for you.
Just for you, pal. Just
for
you.
you, DJ. I laughed for like a solid like 20 fucking minutes. And that was my own
top
tweet.
Tier.
That was my own tweet.
That's top tier.
But yeah, so we're gonna probably play more DBD. Actually, here's a little tease. I realized that I've never gotten Freddy to Prestige 7, and that's the only way to unlock cosmetics for Freddy because of the licensors. So stay tuned for a.
Wait a minute. You can only unlock the cosmetics by prestiging him? How does that make any sense? So every
Okay,
other character
here,
you can
let me.
purchase
You
the
wanna?
outfits for, but you can't for him?
You want me to explain? I'll explain. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
The people that own Freddy are fucking idiots, right? I've explained this before. Long story short, the people that own Friday the 13th and Jason are idiots. The people, and they're out of touch. The people that own Freddy as well are idiots, and they're out of touch. Here's what happened with Freddy. Anytime they loan out the likeness of Freddy, they're like, you have to make it look like the remake. And it's like, literally no one on this earth likes the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. No one associates that with Freddy. Freddy's like a legit cultural icon from the 80s. Everyone thinks of Robert Englund Freddy. And they're like, nope, it's the latest one. It's the best one because it's the one that we did the most recent. Therefore, that's the only one you do. And it's like, you're insane. Like, this is crazy. This is so out of touch and crazy. So anytime you see Freddy in Mortal Kombat 9 or in Dead by Daylight, it has to be the Jackie Earl Haley version, which, by the way, amazing fucking actor. He played Rorschach in Watchmen. Amazing actor. But that movie is shit. And so they didn't allow any cosmetics for him because he has to look like that. But every time you prestige a character that takes a lot of grinding, you can cover them in blood. So it still looks like him, but I can pretty much show all the survivors that I'm playing him a lot by looking like I'm drowning in blood. And so I'm just going to look like... So I'm going to cover up Jackie Earl Haley's face, literally just being drenched. It looks like he just took his head and went, red Kool-Aid. That's what it looks like. So I've only unlocked his hand being bloody. I need his sweater vest to be bloody and his face to be bloody. So I thought of a stream where it's like, we're not stopping until I fully prestige Freddy. So it's like however long it takes.
Oh my god, that's going to be a long stream.
Because he's at I need to get him to level 7, and he's at level, I think, 5. But that's going to be hours. Anyway, we're on a show. DJ says the game just seems crude and crass for the sake of it. Maybe it's just the writing or the delivery, but I don't care for the humor in Spiral Scats at all. I will admit that some of the jokes get old, but then they'll just surprise you. They'll just like come out of nowhere and be fucking hilarious. And I just got it.
The scene with the king was hilarious to me.
Did you see the gun part? The gun part was so funny.
Where she pulls out a gun randomly, right?
Yeah. Where the guy is like, no, I'm not going to give you your
badge.
I'm not going to give you this badge. And she's like, oh, really? And it's like, you had a gun this whole time. Like, you realize we could have like done everything. And she just threatens. And now like they're on uneasy ground. It's so, and she's like, hey, we're best friends, right?
Like that is funny to me, but then some of it's just like, I don't know, is the term lowbrow?
It's very lowbrow, but then it goes highbrow, lowbrow. It goes rockbrow. It does that. It does that. DJ says, yes, exactly, Kay. Why doesn't it have combat instead of stupid puzzles? Because combat would be hard to develop and design, in my opinion. Paul says South Park is better than the Spiral Scouts. Maybe the first, like, 15 seasons, yeah, but... I don't know, dude. Those recent years, dude.
The game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm literally playing it for the fucking comedy. But yes, the South Park game is better. Paul says, I thought he was gonna say Freddy Fish. You want this to be a 20-hour stream? I'll talk about Freddy Fish. DJ says, careful, James. Micro is also a popular fetish. No! Wait a minute. We were talking waifus earlier. Anyone else? Team Jugga from Conquer?
What? Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm just saying. Me and Chris Seaver bonded on Twitter over our mutual love. The lead designer of Conquer, the main guy behind Conquer, over our mutual love of Jugga. We know what's up. We know what's up. Fran Chan says, no, James is right. Toy Story 2 is the best Metroid game. Right? It's close. It's between Super Metroid, but I feel like the story is so much more deep and impactful in Toy Story 2. Like, it really gets to your heartstrings in a way that Super Metroid does not. I can't lie to you, folks. That one's a joke. But everything else is true. DJ says, actually, Toy Story 2 is the best 3D Mega Man game. True. Maybe the best Mega Man game, period. Fran Chan says, and Mega Man is the best 2D Metroid game. Also true. It's true. Jerry Crow says, then the rattiest mic up yin yang wasabibi, fix it in post. What? What? I can hear myself echo. Paul says,
why are you yelling so loud then?
It's what I do. Paul says, I was the goofball. I relate to Mikey. That's fair. No, I am in the minority. Literally, if I were to take a poll, I think most people would be Team Mikey.
Why don't you make a poll?
Why don't we
with
make
YouTube?
Oh yeah, start cart. Oh god, wait, that was a cue. That was the wrong one.
If you're on Rumble or Twitch, just let us know in the chat who your favorite
character
is. But if you're on YouTube, we can put a poll. So vote on the poll who your favorite turtle is.
Raph, Leo, Mikey, or Megan Fox. Then Raph, Leo, Mikey, or Megan Fox. Let me know, chat. Let me know. Poll is up there. And now I have to squint to fucking read this chat here. Blah, 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 blah. Well, God. Oh, God, I'm lost. There we go.
You don't have that much more to go. You can.
I got it. Insidious Bliss says Mikey was the one that you could hang or party with. That's valid. If I was to hang with Raph, though, I would just be wearing eyeliner again and writing poetry and shit. DJ says Leonardo was always my fave, though I always liked Splinter more than any of the turtles. That's valid. I've always liked Casey Jones better than any of the turtles. And Shredder. DJ says, consider yourself lucky. I can't afford to buy DBD, James. I've been reading up on the best ways to grief and troll in the game.
Oh, no.
Well, DJ, it is crossplay, and it is on Game Pass. Just saying. Oh, yeah, so it's on... I think it's on PC Game Pass. I don't know, though.
It should be. I have it on Xbox.
I would love to do a full-blown community night of DBD. It'd be more fun than the main game. Franchan says DBD...
Well, we're going to have Friday the 13th first, and then it's not off the table.
Franchan says DBD has Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes.
You're joking, but like that would sell like fucking crack. That would sell like crack seagulls. That would be nuts. Paul says DJ is very excited for DBD. True, and DJ says the gun part was stupid. The queen bit was hilarious. I liked both. Both is good. Right now, Leo and Mikey are tied. 4 votes, 50-50. Okay.
Wow.
And that is the chat. And now we go on to number 2. Kay, are you ready for what the fuck is going on in gaming? What the fuck's going on in gaming? All right. This is why I labeled the episode Loss, because all of our news is about Loss. So get your F's in chat ready,
Which
folks.
loss exactly? Are you going to make me comment on a certain loss?
Multiple losses.
Okay.
We only do.
You know what my brain goes to, right?
Yeah. I ain't that dumb. Why do you think I labeled it? All right. So first up on the loss time, the loss news of the day. I'm gonna say his name wrong, but I love the man. Hideki Kamiya to leave Platinum Games. Platinum Games has announced that the founder and director, Hideki Kamiya, will be leaving the company on October 12th, 2023. Kamiya also confirmed this departure on Twitter, saying the decision was reached after a lot of consideration by himself. He also stated that he would continue to create in his own way, implying that he'll remain in the gaming industry. As stated above, Kamiya is one of the founders for Platinum Games way back in 2006. He would be one of the major contributing factors in the creation of beloved titles such as Bayonetta, my waifu. We're in a waifu mood today. And The Wonderful 101. Before Platinum Games, Kamiya had worked on Capcom and notable titles such as Resident Evil and Devil May Cry. He would depart from the company after his development studio known as Clover Studio, which created games such as Beautiful Joe and Okami, was shut down in 2006. The most recent game he had worked on was Bayonetta 3, which sparked controversy from her former voice actress Helena Taylor, who claimed their pay offer was an insult to her. This would lead to a social media storm for Kamiya and Platinum Games. I remember that, but we're not even talking about that.
That's cringe journalism. That has nothing to fucking do with him leaving whatsoever. Why the fuck would you even mention that?
Yeah, that's
dumb. Cringe. I don't even care if that's niche gamer. I love niche gamer, but what the fuck? Like,
don't worry.
I expect it from like Kotaku or something.
I will fix it. I will fix it because I thought I would read the letter to you guys. So this was posted by Platinum Games. We regret to announce that Hideki Kamiya will be leaving Platinum Games on October 12th, 2023. We are truly grateful for his creative ideas, leadership, and contribution to the growth of Platinum Games from our start to this very day. We believe that he will continue to succeed in his future endeavors as a game creator. We are looking forward to seeing the game industry grow into a better place with him in it. We wish him all the best for the future. And what was Hideki Kamiya's response to that? I just noticed that my pants are torn to a degree I've never seen before.
What a Chad.
And I just said, there goes my hero. So, get your arms up. Salutes to Hideki Kamiya, one of my idols in the gaming industry, one of the last cool guys, and you haven't lived until Hideki Kamiya has blocked you on Twitter. He's blocked me a couple times. I miss getting blocked by him. Maybe I should piss him off one final time and get that sweet, sweet block. But it's been stated before, I absolutely love Bayonetta. Bayonetta is my favorite spectacle fighter genre. If you don't know what that genre is, effectively Devil May Cry. He made Devil May Cry and he made Bayonetta, so he pretty much started the genre, and then in my opinion, he perfected the genre and made it so I can't play anything else in the fucking genre. I love this man. We don't really know why he left Platinum Games, but if I'm reading between the lines, it seems like it was a difficult decision and something happened there. But luckily, he's going to keep making games. The future of Bayonetta, though, I am worried. But I guess we'll see if, similar to Capcom, delivering great Devil May Cry games without him, can Platinum Games now deliver great Bayonetta games without him? Because they're not going to let go of Bayonetta. So whatever he does next has to be wholly original. So very interested to see not only the future of Bayonetta, but also the future for Kamiya.
It's obviously it's really sad to see. Everyone has to move on from their roles at some point, though. So it's one of those. It is what it is. Like I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I thought the letter was kind of weird when I first read it on the day, because the way it came off, it almost came off like a termination letter, but not quite. I don't know how to explain it, but it just had that weird feeling.
Yeah, it was very, I don't even know. I was guessing that he quit, and they were not happy about it.
Yeah, it just, to me, it didn't come across as like yeah, we made this choice, blah, blah, blah. It came across very like something broke down somewhere.
There's more to
whether
the
or not
story.
they terminated him or he left on his own or whatever it might be. I think that man pretty much made that company, so yeah. I would be shocked if they were the ones that pulled the trigger on their end. I would assume it was more on his side. I view it as like, who's that guy that made Death Stranding or whatever? Why do I always forget his name?
Oh, Kojima.
Yeah. I view it almost like that kind of scenario.
Metal Gear, yeah.
Like, I don't know what it's going to look like when he starts his own stuff. Is it going to be a similar thing where we're like, maybe you should have been a filmmaker, or maybe you needed somebody to wrangle you, or whatever it might be, you know?
I don't think so.
Because a game is a team, but I don't know.
He made Devil May Cry under Capcom. Then he made Beautiful Joe and Okami. And then he made Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Like, the guy is fucking talented, which is why I think Platinum are the ones that are not happy about this.
Yeah.
It's a tough loss for Platinum, in my opinion.
That's what I think too, but it's hard to say with these things. You never quite know like what's going. It could be a million things. We're seeing tons of layoffs in the industry right now as well, so who the fuck knows? It could be anything. Oh, I don't like the direction that this company's going in. I want to do my own stuff. I want to have my own creative control with no one breathing down my neck. It could be a million things, but what I want to see is if he makes his own game in his own studio, what that's going to be, what it looks like, and like you said with Bayonetta, what is that going to look like now? Is it still going to have the same energy to it? That's what concerns me. And I haven't played Bayonetta 3. I've played a little bit of 1. So I didn't hear that 3 was very well received, though.
I heard it was good. I heard it was, if you like Bayonetta, you'll have a good time. It wasn't like revolutionizing the whole fucking industry over again. It was like, do you want more Bayonetta? Here it is. There was actually some fans that I disagree with, without spoiling anything, that were really mad at some story choices, and those story choices got spoiled for me. I haven't played 3 yet, actually. I really want to. So those decisions in the story got spoiled for me, and it's like, pretty much their fan fiction got ruined. They were like, no, Bayonetta's not supposed to do that, no! And it's like, you wrote fan fiction, you idiots.
Yeah.
This is normal character development, and now you're your illusion is shattered because your character didn't kiss this other character that you wanted them to kiss, you fucking idiot. So anyway, apart from that, though, I've heard it's really good. You also mentioned, I just want to quickly say, you mentioned all the layoffs happening in the industry. Look, as usual for this show, I want to talk and I want to talk and I want to talk, but I try to get our new segment down to 3 stories. I had about 20 stories because there's been so many freaking layoffs in the industry. The thing is, it just sucks and it's just sad. I don't care if it's a company that I absolutely hate, Epic, but the thing is, every single studio, and we've said this before, every single studio, even if it's a studio you absolutely hate, I hate Gearbox. I hate Gearbox, but I really only hate Randy Bitchford. So if Gearbox had to lay off a ton of people, hypothetically, Randy Bitchford gets to keep his job. The cool people that you don't even know about, they're the ones that are now like, how am I going to fucking feed my family? So over at Melee Games, we all talk, it's all games. It's all games here 24/7. This channel would be nothing without the people making those games. So, like, there's been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of layoffs in the past, like, 48 hours in this industry. So, heart goes out to every single one. Doesn't matter if you're at a company I dislike, I've never played a game from you before, maybe it's one of my favorite companies ever. Really hope you get to go be talented somewhere else because it super fucking sucks to see. I hate Randy Pitchford. Yeah. So, anyway...
No, but I agree exactly what you're saying. Like, we really care about video games here, so without those people, what the fuck do we have to talk about, right? Like,
because games to me, it's not one person, it's a team. It's like football, it's a team sport. No, exactly. So, like, even like the small little guy that's at the very bottom of the credits, he touched that game in a way that somehow made that game what you love into a pretty perfect package. Like, think about like the perfect games in your life. Think about like Tony Hawk 2. That wasn't one person. That was a whole team coming together to make that masterpiece. So, yeah, I always, even if it's a company I don't like, I hate seeing layoffs, man.
Well, that's what I was going to lay into as well. It's like there's obviously a lot of shitting on the modern industry that you and I do. I'll speak for myself. Like, I think there's also as many as people that there are passionate that aren't passionate at all and just view it as like a, you know, it's a paycheck or whatever, and they don't actually care about anything to do with video games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you see that in any industry, and obviously the video game industry has now grown to a point where it's a mainstream thing, so that's going to be more common.
Yeah.
But regardless, like, there's probably for every one person that doesn't give a shit about games, there's somebody who does, who has a small bit role in the company, whatever that might be, even if it's like a very simple thing. And when these layoffs happen, it's those people that usually get fucked over. So
even at Blizzard, like there's probably still one cool guy. One.
No,
there's one cool guy at Blizzard. I'm sure of it.
Like any game company, and I think we were talking about this when Volition shut down. It was like, yeah, I fucking hate Volition. They kind of deserved it after like all the shit that they pulled with their community and everything. But at the end of the day, the people they pulled the trigger on, are they directly responsible for everything? No, and like, yeah, maybe some of them supported it and some of it didn't. We'll never fucking know. But as much as I encourage people to vote with their wallet, and I still stand by that, it's still always sad to see people losing jobs. That's 100%. How I always view it. It's like, yeah, you should vote with your wallet, and you should always expect the best out of the industry because it's important to elevate everything and expect good content for what you're paying for. Like, why are you paying for something that's shit? You should pay for something that's good. But at the same time, it's just, I'm not going to sit here and celebrate it either.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you, Camilla. I'm probably saying your name wrong, and you're going to block me on Twitter for it, but thank you for all of your amazing games. I can't wait to see what you have in the future, but huge loss to Platinum Games, and I am very curious to see what a inevitable Bayonetta 4 is going to look like. All right. You ready for loss number 2?
Maybe.
Loss number 2. I can't drum roll. It is PlayStation CEO and President Jim Ryan is stepping down. And full disclosure before we get into this, this is a multi-layered story. So the rest of the news segment is about this, but I have this and then 2 more articles that I want to speed through to give you the full meat and potatoes of this. So I will pull those up as we continue talking. Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO and President Jim Ryan is stepping down from his role at the company. Ryan is stepping down from his role as both CEO and president to enter retirement in March 2024 after nearly 30 years with PlayStation Company. Sony Group Corporation President, COO, and CFO Hiroki Totoki, what a name that guy, will assume...
That's amazing, I love that.
Will assume the role of chairman of SIE effective October 2023. And I just remembered, I saw this literally just before we were going live, so I don't have a slide for it. But I want to mention people are dreading this because this guy, Hitoki Totoki, apparently is a firm believer in mobile gaming superior than console gaming. So,
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding
so
me?
rip PlayStation bros. It ain't looking so good. Beginning April 1st, 2024, Totoki will be appointed to the interim CEO of SIE while he continues his current role at Sony. Totoki will work alongside Sony Group Corporation Chairman and CEO Kenichiro Yoshida and the team to decide Ryan's successor. Jim Ryan originally joined Sony Interactive Entertainment, Europe's based legal entity, Sony Interactive Entertainment Europe, SAE. Back then, they were known as Sony Computer Entertainment Group. My God, this guy's got a long write-up. Good Lord.
Wait, the point there that you kind of glossed over is that he's been with them since 1994.
That's true. That's true.
That's crazy.
He rose to a number of senior positions in the company, including president of SIEE, head of global sales and marketing at SIE, and deputy president SIE in January 2018, only be appointed SIE president and CEO. Here's some comments from the main staff. From Kenichiro Yoshida, Jim Ryan has been an inspirational leader throughout his entire period with us, but never more so than in overseeing the launch of the PS5 in the midst of the global COVID pandemic. The extraordinary achievement made by the entire team has been steadily built on, and PlayStation 5 is on track to become SIE's most successful console yet. How can you do that with one game? I'm immensely grateful to Jim for all of his achievements. Respecting Jim's decision to finish his long career at Sony leaves me with an important decision regarding his succession, given the significance of the game and network service business. We have discussed intensively and have determined the new management structure. We aim to achieve Sony's group further evolution and growth through bringing even greater success to the game and network services business. Comment from Jim Ryan. After 30 years, I have made the decision to retire from SIE in March 2024. I have relished the opportunity to have a job I love in a very special company, working with great people and incredible partners, but I have found it increasingly difficult to reconcile living in Europe and working in North America. I will leave having been privileged to work on products that have touched millions of lives across the world. PlayStation will always be a part of my life, and I feel more optimistic than ever about the future of SIE. I want to thank Yoshida-san for placing so much trust in me and being an incredibly sensitive and supportive leader. And then finally from the mobile man himself, allegedly, Totoki, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Jim Ryan. Now I can start the takeover of PlayStation and kill this shitty console business once and for all. Mobile is king. Candy Crush 2, baby, only on PlayStation. I mean, and achievements and contributions over his 30-year career at Sony, including the great success of launching the PS5. The PlayStation business managed by SIE is an essential part of Sony Group's entire business portfolio. I will continue with Jim and the senior management team to closely ensure our continued success and further growth. I am also looking forward to creating the exciting future of PlayStation and the game industry together with everyone at SIE and its future business partners. That was a fucking mouthful, good lord. But do you have any thoughts on that before I give you the next piece of this pie here?
It's similar to the other story. It's like people have to move on from their roles at some point. This one seems a little more mutual. Like it seems more like, okay, yeah, like it's time for me to move on.
Exit.
And yeah, like I can't help but feel, not to go too deeply into the previous story, but like that just weirded me out. It was so vague. This is very clear. Like this guy's been here for 30 years. He's like, look, I have to work in crazy time zones. I'm doing all this work. It's insane. I love what I do here, but, you know, it's time to move on, you know?
Yeah. Here's my
And I think that's okay.
Here's my theory. You want to know why this happened? Because
Why?
just 24 hours before this announcement, this motherfucker, this madman, Phil Spencer of Xbox, effectively the anti-villain, the villain, the arch nemesis to this guy. At an Xbox conference, someone handed him a PS5 cover, like the sides of the whole fucking system, and was like, sign this. And he did. He signed away the death of PlayStation with his own name. He is literally Kira from Death Note, and he used a PlayStation console to sign. He didn't sign his name. Everyone wants you to think he signed his name. Did that look like his name? No. He signed Jim Ryan's name in like Japanese or something, and his fucking Shinigami was like, show it shall be done. So that's my theory. It's no coincidence. There are no coincidences. Phil motherfucker Spencer signed a PS5, and then this happened. It's got to be
Why did he write P3 on there? That's what I've been trying to figure out this whole time.
Because in the third month is when he's going to resign. March 2024. P3, third month. PS5. Piss poor
like
performance in
ultimate
there.
conspiracy.
I'm on. This guy is a fucking madman. And then let's go to their next story to tie that in.
Okay, wait, no, but I want to understand, like, why would somebody hand him a PS5 to sign, of all things?
But all he said,
is it just a troll, like, or was it a genuine, like, I want him to sign my PS5?
All I know apart from that story, like, on the record, I'm giving you the dirt off the record, but on the record, the only thing we know is that some guy in the crowd handed that to him to sign, and his response was like, can I sign this? And then everyone laughed and he signed it. That's it.
It's so weird.
I'm going with the Death Note theory. Are you guys with me? Chat, you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. Here's further evidence of my theory. He gloated. He wasn't going to let this guy exit gracefully. He said he decided to comment on it. Xbox boss Phil Spencer pays tribute to Jim Ryan, a fierce leader for PlayStation, and now that he's out of the game, I have unlimited power. I wish him the best in what he does next. Xbox boss Phil Spencer has paid tribute to the outgoing PlayStation boss Jim Ryan, who announced his retirement overnight. Okay, this is repeating a lot of what we said. So let's just go right into Phil Spencer's comment here. Phil Spencer said, Jim Ryan has been a great contributor to our industry, a fierce leader for PlayStation. I wish him the best in what he does next. Thank you all for what you've done for the community over the last 30 years, Jim. R.I.P. Bozo, get wrecked. Really shocking words from Phil Spencer, especially after him pretty much admitting to defeat. This is the Phil Spencer revenge arc after earlier in the year. Do you remember him saying Xbox lost and going, it's all over? It's all over?
Oh my god, yeah.
Xbox
we
bros?
were laughing about that. We were laughing and we are like, that's so cringe. Why would you say you're losing? You're supposed to be like, the underdog.
I have a photo of him right after this statement came out as well. Let me just pull it up here. I just thought of this on the fly. There we go. 1 second here. Yeah, this is him. This madman. So this is what he said right after writing that tweet. Yes. Translator's note, Kakaku meets plan, just according to Kakaku. That's an actual photo of Phil Spencer right there.
Wow.
Do you have any thoughts or comments on this story so far?
Breathless. I'm just breathless.
He didn't write your name on the PS5, did he?
Oh, fuck.
He said you're breathless. Oh my god. Don't scare me like that.
No, I don't know. To me, this is just a totally normal thing to happen.
That's true. Well, like you said, it's nice that
it's big news in terms of, like, it's a big deal when a CEO steps down. Like, and I like that they're acknowledging, like, oh yeah, you've contributed a lot, like, even on Microsoft's end. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good way to go. I mean, they both have brought so much to the industry. They might as well shake hands like that. It's almost like, if Ash versus Gary, and then, like, Ash retires from being a Pokemon trainer, and Gary is like...
Oh my god. You just compared Phil Spencer and Jim Ryan to... Oh god.
I don't know why.
Now I want a meme of that.
It was the Death Note thing. It just got me in an anime mood. I don't know.
But you know how I said we were talking about exit gracefully and everything?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I guess he didn't take too kindly to having his name written on the PlayStation Death Note, because Jim Ryan says Game Pass fucking sucks. Game Pass
actually?
sucks.
Am I being trolled? What's going on?
No, literally today. Today, Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Jim Ryan claims the publishers hate Game Pass. So he's going out guns a-blazing. Look at this guy. He's like, guess what? I'm going to die anyway. I'm going to die anyway.
Wait. Did he actually say this today, or is this an old story? Because
this is an old interview that was locked away that nobody knew.
No, but
I'm going to read the article. I'm going to read the article.
This came up like a month ago. So are people just playing on this shit trying to create drama? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Probably.
Because this came up like a while ago when we were going through all this legal shit with Microsoft and all them trying to, buy everyone out. What the fuck? But like there was a whole conversation on this and people were saying like in the industry we don't actually like Game Pass. It's ruining the industry. This was a conversation like a month ago. So I'm trying to figure out if journalists are like, oh, let's stir up controversy during, this person leaving. It's a big news story anyways.
Probably.
Or if he actually talked about it.
Let's find out. Let's read the article together. Okay. In a previously redacted interview, Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Jim Ryan, and just for the record, I'm doing my part as a journalist, guys. Look, this was published today, guys. This is new. This is breaking news here. Jim Ryan claimed Game Pass was value destructive for games. Originally conducted in 2022, an interview by Fidelity has leaked.
There you go. See? This is fucking old news that people are stirring up now because they know it's a big deal that he's leaving.
Do you want me to
So they're
stop?
like, how do we... This is social media engagement farming, and I fucking hate it.
Oh my god.
Go fuck yourselves.
So should I just...
It pisses me off.
All right, I can just stop reading it.
No, you can fucking read it. I'm just saying it's
stop.
Like... It's just like why do they have to bring it's the same way as like, oh, Helena Taylor was mad at Bayonetta 3. It's like this has nothing to fucking do with what's actually happening, but it's like, oh, let's get the more interesting story.
I was gonna say, why does Helena Bottom Carter hate Bayonetta so much?
Anyways, we can comment on the Game Pass thing regardless, so go ahead.
In an interview by Fidelity that was leaked as one of the documents present in the Microsoft FTC court case, in this interview, Jim Ryan claims that publishers unanimously hate Game Pass. Unanimously. That's a bold claim there, Cotton. And that it devalues games on an industry-wide level. You can read the exact quote below. The Game Pass business model appears to have some challenges, and Microsoft appears to be losing a lot of money on it because AAA developers spend $100 million or more on developing titles. They're happy to sell it for $70 on PS5. The subscription model is more challenging for them. Given that environment, will Microsoft need to provide minimum revenue guarantees if they want those titles on Game Pass? Well, Jim Ryan, did you have any Bothan spies doing work for you in Microsoft? How many Bothan spies died to get this information? Or do they need to go out and buy more assets like Activision to put on their platform? Are those the two options for Microsoft when trying to gain critical mass and support from the AAA publishers for Game Pass? Good old Jim Ross here, I don't know, JR, says, well, I can't say...
Jim Ryan!
Oh, yeah. The Jim Ryan, yeah. I can't say with a very high degree of certainty that Microsoft has tried the first path and it did not work at all. That has driven them to make large acquisition. I've talked to all the publishers and they unanimously do not like Game Pass because it is value destructive, not only on an individual title basis, but also as an industry level. The recent number of subscribers that Microsoft announced on January was 25 mil. I'm sure that everyone has their own views on this, but I personally was expecting a larger number. He was like, oh, I guess he came up a little short. Given all the money that they have spent, we have close to 50 million PS Plus subscribers, just mogging Xbox. Look at this guy. We believe we have a meaningful subscription service. The CEO also showcases some of his plans for 10 new games, most of them with a heavy emphasis on live service features. Jim Ryan has also claimed that Sony is looking into approaching the metaverse and praised the now-defunct PlayStation Home, claiming it was 10 to 15 years ahead of his time. So, okay, if you have a problem with this story, take it up with this guy who's a fan of skeletons, plays too many video games, is an MMO addict, and Souls-like character action enthusiast.
I just want to be transparent and say I read Niche Gamer. I like them. But
They've
both of these
disappointed
stories
you.
have pissed me off. They've disappointed me
Yeah.
twice today. They're acting like fucking all these other journalist sites that I've been like yelling about for
It
years.
is pretty weird. I always go to Niche Gamer first. That's where I go first, and then I go elsewhere on the internet to get our news stories. So what's going on,
Yeah.
big guy?
Yeah, that's
What's
really
going
irritating to me.
on? I bought a Niche Gamer shirt back in the day, dude. What's happening over there? So, yeah, it does seem like that is clickbaity, and that is, yeah, as Insidious Bliss said, it's to generate clicks. It does seem that way, doesn't it?
Because
So,
the story is so irrelevant to him leaving Sony.
yeah.
It has nothing to fucking do with it. And you said they published this today?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking dumb. I don't like that. But whatever. I mean, it doesn't change the conversation about Game Pass. I think that both companies, Sony and Microsoft, have failed us when it comes to these subscription models now. I used to like PlayStation Plus when it first launched. I thought it was a good idea. I mean, obviously, I'm not like a huge fan of this whole like play to be online type thing, but I'm not a multiplayer gamer, so it never really impacted me in that way. And my value add for having PlayStation Plus was always the free games. So that's how I viewed it. Obviously, I do see the other side of the coin where it's like, why are you charging people to play online? I mean, do you do that with Steam? No. So I never liked that. But PlayStation Plus now with all these different tiers and stuff, it's so confusing and I just don't care and I'm so uninvested. Like we haven't subscribed until October. I'm canceling as soon as October hits.
Yeah, I
Because it's like,
never.
why would I even own this? Like, what? So now I'm on the old model because I've had the same subscription this whole time.
Yeah.
And now they've made it so that subscription isn't the highest one anymore. And like, I have to go to a higher one to get more stuff. I don't even fucking understand it. It's so convoluted and stupid. So really, like, on that scenario, he has nothing to really stand on. Yeah, Game Pass is a different beast because it's specifically like a Netflix model, whereas like PlayStation Plus is more of like an online and like feed you free games model. It's different. But
The
I just
higher
think
model.
they're both fucked. They're
the,
both fucked.
the higher model is effectively the ultimate model, so it's like PlayStation Plus Plus or something. And I haven't.
Stupid.
It's very complicated and unnecessarily, and it's not explained well. But it's effectively their Game Pass competitor without saying it. So I believe it also has a library of titles if you pay more that you can just download and play at any point, and that's their Game Pass competition. I don't know pricing wise, like how it adds up, or like its library. I've heard it's nowhere
But they
near
have
as
PS
good.
Now. Is that combined?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because PS Now was always the competitor to Game Pass, and
But that
it
was
made more
always
sense
that
to
was
me.
always retro games and cloud, right? I think.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
always thought that Sony's version was inferior, and I always thought that Xbox did a really good job. And full transparency, I have Game Pass. I pay for it every month, and I don't regret it. I like using Game Pass. I think it's really good for our channel too because I get to play through a variety of games, and they put new titles on there.
Right.
So on a consumer standpoint, I like it. For what we're trying to do on our channel by showcasing games, I like it. I do see how it's a really bad implication for the industry.
Right.
I can understand how Game Pass isn't good for the industry. I mean, it's not a one-to-one comparison, so I don't want to run with it too far, but like with Metacritic, right? Like all these companies, they would start making like targets and stuff based on Metacritic scores. And they would be like, okay, all these different people reviewed our game at this level, and then that would affect people's like pay raises and shit in some companies back in the day.
Yeah.
And so like Game Pass in some way, it's like, does that influence how people make games as well? Like, are we aiming to make our game for Game Pass? Like, does Microsoft have certain objectives for how to reach it? Like, what's the financial split? How much these companies make for being on Game Pass? I don't have these answers. I don't want to pretend to be an expert, but I don't think it's necessarily the best model either. And I'm sure, like, as time goes on, there's going to be things that come through the cracks, and we're going to realize, oh, Game Pass is actually very detrimental to the industry. But we're not inside enough to understand, like, all, the ball game, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think, like, just in general, the industry moving into this digital space and going into these subscription models and all this kind of stuff, it is harmful to the industry.
Right.
But I don't know the full extent, and I don't know if anyone really fully knows. But like, you look at the writer's strike and all that stuff, for example, all these shows that were like going on Netflix and stuff, and then people were not getting proper residuals because like this show is sold here, and then because it's streaming here, you don't get the same cut that you would here, and all like. I imagine it being that convoluted too with Game Pass. Who makes what money where? And then, like he's saying, like, oh, people will buy the game full price on our system, and then on another system, it might be on Game Pass. So how does that affect companies? Does that affect exclusives? I don't know. I think it can be harmful, but I just don't want to pretend that I understand why.
Well, I can't beat that. So if you want your logical answer, that's your logical answer. My answer is Phil Spencer is literally working with a Shinigami demon, and he has a PlayStation Death Note. All right. Before we go to
I don't know. I'm so like torn on Game Pass. It's like I don't know if it's good or bad for the industry itself. I feel like it's not 100% good. But I don't know how much it affects the companies putting their games on there.
That's true. All right. Before we go into our final segment, let's catch up with chat and let's see what they're saying here. DJ says, oh no, I'm not griefing in Friday the 13th. Only DBD. That's right. Coming up in October. I believe it's the eve of Friday the 13th. We're going to be playing Friday the 13th with you guys and saying goodbye to it and sunsetting it because I think the servers are going off at the end of the month. So if you want to play Friday the 13th...
No, it's December.
Oh, okay, well, if you want to play it one last time with us, come on down Thursday the 12th and play Friday the 13th on the eve of Friday the 13th. I can't wait for that because I loved that game. And Jerry Crow coming in and saying rats and droids and disco. So true. DJ saying, have a good night, all. Well, have a good night, DJ. Jerry Crow said, rip. They are doing the PlayStation Shield handheld. PS6 will just be tethered to mobile. I think the Switch has been super fucking successful, and I think Microsoft and Sony have taken note, and they're ready to steal some ideas. And you're already seeing that with that weird... terrible PlayStation handheld that they're coming out with that looks like they cut a fucking controller in half and duct taped it to like a screen that looks just terrible. That's actually a thing. I can't believe it. Have you seen that?
I mean, yeah. Is Nintendo the first one that came up with like going more portable though? I guess so, right? Game Boy. But like
I mean,
this
generation
my brain
though,
goes
the
to the
Switch
Vita.
is...
Like the Vita kind of tried to do some of the stuff that the Switch is doing now.
But the Vita was like still a portable system. The Switch is a portable system and a like docked.
Oh, so you're saying specifically like the hybrid portion of it is what companies are taking.
Yeah, I think Microsoft and PlayStation are going to be looking at that hybrid method, and because I mean Nintendo is just printing money, as you've seen before. They're just printing money like madmen.
Yeah, but part of that is the Nintendo polish, right? They have really good IPs. They really take care of them.
Yeah.
Pokemon kind of excluded because we've seen some chaos happen there. But overall, Nintendo really takes care of their home. Mm-hmm. And that's why they're doing really well. And Microsoft and Sony both experiment a lot more. And it shows. And like, I don't know. It's almost like iPhone to Android, right? Like, iPhone is consistent enough. It's always the trendsetter.
True.
People buy it.
Insidious Bliss saying it is to generate clicks, and these stories have to be taken into context. Sony was trying to block Microsoft deals, and I think they had bad press about their PS Plus offering.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly what was happening. Now I remember. It was like I remember it came out like a month ago. Mm-hmm. And this was, I think that is correct. Like they were going back and forth at the time. And so he's responding to that. And the thing that's shitty about what Niche Gamer just did is they're bringing it up now as if he's just saying it out of context. And it's like, no, Insidious Bliss is completely right. This was in a context of like, Microsoft is trying to fuck with us. This is our response to. So. Yeah.
And he says it was really bad for the industry. Companies if it was really bad for the industry, companies wouldn't put their games on Game Pass. And Jerry Crow says, right on point, IB.
But then you look at Epic Games, and you see that like Epic Games buys games out and puts them exclusively on their platform.
That's a whole different beast entirely.
I also think that's not like the best for the industry. And then you see a lot of these companies that it backfires on those companies as well because their reputation gets hit. So I do think companies still make decisions that ultimately can hurt their product long term because the option's there. So I'm not saying like I don't think Game Pass is like the worst thing ever to happen. And again, like I support it in a way because I pay for it. I like to use it, and I think as a consumer, it's a great product.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wonder like what the revenue splits are, what the implications are. I think it's a gray area.
True. Jerry Crow says also timed exclusives and the price is set high at launch, but then gradually lowers, or maybe the game gets more content and stays at that same price. But yeah, it is weird, but Game Pass has definitely changed the industry, just like the Switch has changed the industry, and like you can't fight change to that degree. So whatever happens. Like it's not like Microsoft can just stop Game Pass at this point. It's its own beast. If they were to stop
No,
Game
and
Pass,
I love it. Like
if they were
I
to
think
stop
it's
it, then PlayStation would just pick up the slack and be like, it's ours now, entirely.
exactly.
So
They have to own it at this point, and it works for them. And you know what? I use my Series X more than I use my PlayStation 5.
oh shit, I do as well. To watch 2-hour documentaries on bingo. That's what I was doing. I use the Xbox.
Yeah.
I use the Xbox more to watch TV and movies and weird things. It's our home theater thing, but I don't really play games on it. So yeah, but I do use it more
But
than
I
the
play a lot
PlayStation.
of games on the Xbox
That's
personally. Like that's for me that yeah, we use it for YouTube everything, but like how many games have I been like, "Oh, I'm going to just buy this. I bought DOA 4, for example." Like I'm active on their marketplace. I'm still buying games. I'm looking at their sales. I'm going through Game Pass. It keeps me engaged. Like they're good at like keeping you engaged on a digital front, and I would argue they're better at being more invasive in your home, like in terms of it's all there for me. It's easy to access, so I
Right.
feel more compelled to also buy into their products digitally. Sony just doesn't quite grip me the same way. I don't know.
But you were loving PlayStation 5 at first, and now it sounds like you've swapped
But
teams.
no, I love my PS5. I bought the PS5 because I like remember when the first Final Fantasy remake came out, and I said to you, I need to get a PS5, and I don't even think the PS5 was out yet or anything, or I don't remember, but
Mhm.
I said to you, the part 2 is going to be on PS5, so I guess I'm owning a PS5.
Yeah.
I only bought my PS5 for Final Fantasy 7. And so yeah, I like the controller on the PS5 a lot. I think it feels more next gen than the Series X. I think the Xbox One X and the Xbox Series X, they feel similar to me. It doesn't really feel like I'm taking a step up to the next generation. So my main thing with the PS5 is that they don't have quite a Game Pass polished system. It doesn't feel like there's as many games for me to access in that way. And there's not a lot of exclusive titles that I care about either, besides Final Fantasy and
How many exclusives?
maybe, unfortunately, Spider-Man.
How many exclusives over on PlayStation?
Oh no,
How
are we
many?
doing this
How many?
again?
No, because Susan doesn't like it when I do it.
Oh yeah, Susan doesn't like it when we do that.
But you all know what I'm
Right.
thinking. You all know what I'm thinking. Let's see here. Paul says I've resisted Epic, but Salt and Sanctuary 2 is exclusive to that, and I need it. Insidious Bliss says I claim my Epic free games that I already own. Give those devs their Epic bucks. Paul saying, are the games pretty decent on Epic? And Jerry Crow saying nothing against Epic. Installed it, got like 2 free games, just forgot, uninstalled everything related to it to clear up space. I feel like I've gone at it at length before, but I absolutely hate Epic and everything they tried to do to the PC gaming industry. To me, that's a totally different beast than the whole Game Pass question. But them
It is, but my point is that you like people bought into the Epic thing regardless. There might be things that we don't see on the outside that people are buying into Game Pass regardless, and it's just not as obvious to us as consumers.
Right. Okay. Before we go on, TMNT best character, 6 votes. Leo and Mikey tied 50-50. Kay, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite turtle?
Leo.
Leo wins then, because I would have voted for Raph. Raph got 0? Shameful. Shameful. Insidious Bliss says, yeah, they gave away good games and the devs got paid. Paul says, I shall resist Epic. Salt and Sacrifices on PS4. I redeem games on Epic. But yeah, it's such a huge conversation. But just them pretty much tricked devs with greed and had them go exclusive on Epic, but they were buying away their reputation. because nobody wants to play on Epic. So all these devs would see like, hey, you're giving me Epic money. And then here's the thing. Epic would only give the deals if they went exclusive. It was an exclusivity deal, a timed exclusivity deal for most of them, but an exclusivity deal. There was actually a dev, I can't remember who it was, but they said, can we be on Epic and Steam and just not take the money? And they said, no, go fuck yourself. So they just wanted to really hoard the industry and take everything away from Steam. But PC gamers are a fickle bunch like me. So they said, go fuck yourselves. If you're going Epic exclusive, we're not going to play your games. And so a lot of devs would go for the Epic bucks. And then when they did eventually go on Steam, they would lose all their, like, they would lose all their credibility effectively. I'm trying to think of a better word, but all their advertising power and everything, and they would make like little to no sales. There were some exceptions, and then they'd be like, what's going on? So Epic was really being like, if you go with us, you're going to make no money. So here's some money up front and forward. And it's pretty much super good short term, but super painful long term. And so,
but if you're a company and you're trying to buy out a game to put it on your platform, how is this any different than Microsoft trying to get an exclusive or Sony trying to get an exclusive?
Because this is all within PC. So you're already being exclusive in PC, and then you're also putting it under another layer of going through Epic. And the Epic store is fucking terrible to use. And PC gamers, being kind of the more tech-savvy ones on average, they see all the bad business practices that Epic's doing, Tencent, for example, and all this stuff. And so they were like, no, we're not supporting Epic on average. A console player will usually be like, whatever, I'll play it. But then a PC player will be like, no, you went on Epic on average. Fuck you. We're not giving you money. Insidious was saying it's not great. However, the free games, the devs got paid by Epic. Yeah, here's what you would do. If you're going on Epic, you're getting paid and you're a big fish in a small ocean. But if you don't go on Epic and you go on Steam, then you have to compete. Then you have to compete in Steam, which is a beast. But you have way more potential sales. Way, 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 way more potential sales. So if I was a developer and I was making a game that I think sucked, and I'm like, look, we're not going to make these sales, then just take the Epic deal and make your money back. That's pretty much...
Okay, yeah, I see your angle with that, because in my brain, I'm like, here I was at the beginning of the show.
Because on Steam, you have to compete, and like
right,
you're up
right,
to user reviews.
At the beginning of the show, we're talking about how, like, Dead or Alive was an Xbox exclusive for a bit, and we weren't like, oh, fuck Microsoft. It was like that was cool kind of thing. I get that there's, like, poor business practices from Epic and all stuff. In a position of business, you're paying a company a lot of money to be on your platform, and you're trying to be competitive with another platform. Mm-hmm. And so why wouldn't you just buy that rights exclusively? Like, why would you allow them to go anywhere? And we're seeing this with streaming services too, right? Like Kick, Rumble, YouTube, all this shit. You have some companies that are like, no, you have to only stream on our platform. Then you have some companies that are like, you can stream anywhere, but we're still going to pay you to mainly be on our platform. And there's pros and cons to that. If you allow them to be on other platforms, they can take their audience with them to your platform to boost that new platform, right? So it's like, I don't know, I kind of get why they were trying to, on Epic's side, I get why they were trying to take them exclusively for their own platform and say you can't be on Steam as well, because then how do they make that money back? How do they make those purchases back if people are buying the game on Steam, but they've paid tons of money for them to go on Epic?
Here's what I would hypothetically do if that Epic deal was tempting to me, to try to win back the good PR when you eventually go on Steam. You be upfront and you be honest about it. A lot of these devs were just being like, oh, we believe Epic is a great platform, or yeah, Epic's exclusive, yeah, sorry, now on Steam, and just being iffy about it. Here's what I would do. I'd be like, look, we're taking the Epic deal. You all know what it is, but guess what? You buy our game on Epic, keep the receipt, email our customer support. When we go on Steam, we'll give you a free Steam key. That's what I would do.
Okay, so your concern with it is more about, like, the lack of transparency from the developers themselves taking those deals rather than Epic. Because to me, again, I'm just saying...
There's the Epic bad business practices. There's the splitting PC into multiple factions. So we always say, vote with your wallet. So I personally, and a lot of people on PC are like, oh, you're Epic exclusive, fuck you. Now I'm not buying your game. And I know a lot
I
of
look,
people that do that.
I know, like, I know some of the stuff you're alluding to with Tencent. I'm not disagreeing with any of that stuff. I'm just saying, like, on a business standpoint, if I were Epic, I wouldn't allow, like, would I allow them to go on Steam and then not get those sales on my platform? So I'm paying, like, Steam isn't paying them to be on their platform. Epic buys the rights and then, oh, well, you're on Steam as well. So then when people are buying this game, I'm not getting any of the revenue.
We could
You're on
have
both
we
platforms.
could have
You know
also
what I
talked
mean?
about this as a news story, but they pretty much are going to stop doing that because they've lost a fuck ton of money because they have not
Yeah,
made
yeah,
any of
yeah.
their money back.
Yeah, like the Fall Guys team got laid off.
Yeah, they
So,
they they fucking gambled on that. And again, those are devs that are not responsible for the shitty business practice of buying exclusive games over on Epic. And they're like, "Well, we're getting rid of you because of our terrible business idea."
by the way, I want to be clear. Like, I agree on the. I hate like all these fucking launchers. Like, we've got Ubisoft, all these like
Well,
things,
that
right?
was
You
the
play,
thing is Epic
and like
was
I hate all of that
accelerating
because
that.
it is splitting hairs in the industry. It's like it was nicer when we just had one platform that you could go to, but then also now you've got a monopoly technically, but by having just Steam. That's why it's such a complex issue to me because
Yeah,
it's like
so
if
here's
Epic
the
is
thing.
forking over the cash, then they should be allowed
When
to say you're only
when
on this
Epic
platform. It's
first
the
started,
devs that
when
are creating the
when
problem.
Epic first started, it was like actually if any company could pull this off and be good about it as a competitor to Steam, it's Epic. And then within a month, that's when they revealed all this shit and it's like, "Oh my god, you're actually the worst one." And so a lot of people were like, "Oh, yeah, no, we don't want the Steam monopoly," because the first thing they started doing is they were taking shots at Steam and being like, "Oh, the cut you get from developers is too high. We're going to fucking do it lower." So, let's go after that. But then the other deals and the other backdoor stuff started coming out and it's like, "Oh, okay, go fuck yourselves." Also, if you use Epic, it is a fucking nightmare. It is, with the exception of the Microsoft Store, the absolute worst launcher. It makes Origin look
Oh,
like
EA's
gold.
launcher is terrible too,
No,
though.
EA's is gold compared to Epic. Origin is gold now compared to Epic. Everyone, Battle.net, even Uplay, like Epic is like it's still because they were just about going and getting the money, but it's missing so many quality of life things. You still can't upload like a fucking profile pic. You barely could add friends. There's no chat feature. There's just nothing. And the argument when they first started was like, well, Steam didn't start with all that stuff. And it's like, well, how long has it been? And they still are just trying to push these deals. They're just trying to lump everybody into their shitty platform that has none of the quality of life that Steam has.
By the way, like I do get your frustration with the developers that will just take the money and they won't put any love into their game, or maybe they promised that their game was going to be on one platform and then suddenly they took the Epic
That
deal,
happened
and
a
it's like,
lot. That was,
why
oh
would
my
you like
God.
promise us that it's going to be here? Maybe we pre-ordered it or whatever on this platform if Steam had the pre-orders already, and now we've removed it. We're getting rid of that, and now it's only going to be on this launcher. So if you want to play our game here, sorry, if you want to play a game, you have to play it here. I get the anger around that. To me, that's a developer issue, not an Epic issue, though.
It's pretty
because
much
Epic is just saying, I want to buy a game and have it on my system, so to speak. But because it's on a computer, we view it as like this. It's a singular system.
But this is why
but
it's like
I look at it as like a PlayStation versus Microsoft thing.
that's why I said they were overly tempting dumb developers with greed. And then those developers just saw the dollar signs and didn't realize that they were trading in their entire reputation, effectively.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Anyway, I could yell about Epic forever. I absolutely hate Epic. So
No, it's interesting. I just was always trying to figure out like what the deepest cut was for you, but it seems more like the way that the developers are treating it and Epic creating that opportunity for them and Epic separately having shady business practices with some of their parent companies. It just all kind of mixes together. But I mean, from my standpoint, it's just as dangerous to have a monopoly as it is to have too many in the race too. So
yeah, and I have problems with Steam. I used to be a Steam fanboy, but that was another story I passed up for this week. Was Steam once again not approving a game when it absolutely should be approved? They eventually did flip and approve this one, but guess what? Super Seducer 3 still not fucking approved amongst other games. So
But hey,
yeah,
you know what? Super Seducer could have maybe had an opportunity on Epic. Like that's why I'm not like 100% against Epic. I get
but
it.
shit, he
I'm not
tried to
like a
go
huge
to
fan, but
Epic, and then Epic also turned them down. But the issue with
sure, but I'm
Steam,
saying the point is that the opportunity was there. Imagine you only have one place that you can upload your game and that one place says no. It's way bigger gatekeeping than it is to have multiple options. I'm
yeah.
not saying that it's a perfect system. I think both are bad, but it's like to me, I'm not as much on the Epic hate train as other people. I'm
And
like
this
I
is
kind of get why
why
they want to
if
exist.
I've been shilling any PC storefront lately, it's been GOG. GOG has been consistently good, and I have no issues from them. Sure, they also did deny Super Seducer 3, but that was more a Steam issue than anything. So GOG has been the one that's been consistently good, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But anyway, yeah, I used to be a Steam fanboy, and it may sound like it, but no, they lost a lot of their credibility for me. And I agree with what you're saying about there being a monopoly concern. And again, when Epic first came into the digital storefront, a lot of people, myself included, were celebrating it because it was like, good, let's get some competition. And then it was like, oh no, not like this, not like this. That's not how you compete. So yeah, to me, yeah, just buy your games wherever you want. I personally have been recommending GOG a lot more lately. Um, let's see here. Insidious Bliss says, if you hate Epic, get your free games. True, I get my free games over there. I have a bunch of free games that I've never even launched. Sometimes I'll rebuy a game on Steam and I'll be like, I fucking have it on Epic. Because I just only open Epic to go give free game and then I quit. Insidious Bliss says the exclusive sucks, but the free games that Epic give away aren't new and aren't exclusive. I was going to say the same thing. He said, and Insidious Bliss says, I'll still advocate for people to have an Epic account and claim free games. It is the Epic money to the devs that costs the consumer nothing. If you hate Epic, you're taking money out of their pocket. True. Every time you get their
Yeah.
free game, they have to pay those developers. So that is 100% true. Are you ready for the final? We still have another segment. Are you ready for the final segment?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. This is Anything Goes. And Kay does not know what this question is. Our Anything Goes segment is one of us comes up with a topic that we can discuss, and we just go at it. It's a free-for-all, something game-related, anything goes. Here's my question to you. With the Castlevania anime still going strong and hard into Alucard, as well as the upcoming Tomb Raider and Devil May Cry animes, what is a video game you want to see get turned into an anime and why? And asterisk, assuming that you have total creative control. Because
Okay, yeah, because
if I
I'm
didn't have that, I would be like, none? None. My answer is none. So assume you have creative control. You're George Lucas in this situation.
before he sold to Disney.
Yeah. And so you are just there to be like, director, no, not like that. Not like that, director, do this. So yeah, I wrote out my answer if you need time to think. But if you know right off the bat, you can go first. It's totally up to you. Who wants to go first here?
Yeah,
And chat,
I
I'm
mean,
curious your answers as well, as always.
you know, it's crazy. I think if I had creative control, Devil May Cry would be a fantastic fucking show. And the thing that makes me nervous is that the same person fucked over Castlevania. And I had this moment of like, yeah, I mean, I had this moment. Like, I remember when Castlevania came out, I actually liked it for a little while. And I was like, this is really fucking cool. And then it got bad. It got bad, and like, we know that. But I mean, I had a moment with the Devil May Cry thing where I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, I'm stressed out, but I'm hopeful, and I'm going to watch it and see what happens.
Okay.
And I'm going to hope it doesn't get wrecked the same way that Castlevania did. Also, that being said, Devil May Cry is a very convoluted story, so they might actually make sense of that story, and I might be okay with it. Like, even when I went back to Devil May Cry 5, I had to rewatch like a recap on what the fuck happened in Devil May Cry, because it's like so many weird things happen, timelines change, this thing happens. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where are we actually at in the story now?
Right.
So like, they might actually make a cohesive anime that makes sense to Devil May Cry, and it might actually work out well. But you understand my stress, where I'm like, you fucked up Castlevania.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The weird thing is, this is Adi Shankar, who I used to be a huge simp for. I used to love Adi Shankar. He did Punisher Dirty Laundry. which is fucking incredible. My Punisher will always be Thomas Jane. Absolutely love him. And he also did Dread, which was incredible. I'm not even a huge Dread guy, but that movie is great. And then he did Castlevania Season 1. And he's done a bunch of other stuff as well, and he was just freaking awesome. And then you watch Castlevania, and it eventually just completely fell off, and it's like, oh, what happened to you? Just like so many of our heroes, they eventually fall off. This is why I start being fallen off. I just start from the bottom. Because, yeah, God, I used to like him, and now I have no hope in that Devil May Cry anime. So that would be your pick. So you want to storm in the gates, take over total creative control, and then that would be your number one game.
I don't know if it would be my number one choice, but like the thing with me is I enjoy video games as an art form more than anything. I like to live in video games more than I like to live in a movie or a show or anything else. So for me, it's hard to choose because I'd be like, well, I prefer to play those stories and have influence over it. But another thing that would be good is like a modern Zelda anime. Not like we all know the funny stuff that's happened.
It has to reference it. It would have to. Excuse me, princess.
I would be really interested to see like one that takes the current timeline now that we have so many games that have been made and like makes that to a story. That'd be very interesting.
What Zelda would you want it to start with? Like, would it be like one Zelda per season? That'd be cool.
That would be really fucking cool.
So you could start with A Link to the Past, and then you could go Ocarina, and then you could do Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret to anyone that's watched this channel. I love Wind Waker specifically, so I'd be really interested in like the Ocarina, Majora's Mask anime would be fucking amazing, by the way, can we just say? But Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, like how all that ties in together. Even though I don't like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I would be interested in watching an anime of that. Skyward Sword would be another one that would be interesting to me. Twilight Princess would be another good standalone. Yeah, you could do it of literally all of them. A Link to the Past is a fucking anime. That would be great too. I would love to see, like you said, every single game, just turn that into an actual anime. And then Fire Emblem is a bias of mine. I would say Fire Emblem.
It's pretty much already an anime, so that would totally.
It is, but it would work well as an anime, like with full like nice cutscenes and not like the basic stuff we see.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that lost. I would be really interested in. I don't know if this exists and I've just missed it, but like the Legacy of Kain series having an anime, because you can't jump into those games anymore. I've mentioned this like a billion times, but it's such a rich story that it would work really well as an anime.
And
it would be a Castlevania anime.
I was gonna say it could pick up the slack that was dropped from Castlevania. So, yeah. Oh my god, that's a good.
That would be fantastic anime. I would watch that for sure. That's kind of off the top of my head. I don't know what else.
Right,
I mean, I'm sure you have a list, so you go off with your list, and I'll scream if I have another one.
All right, so I wrote one. I had multiple ideas, and then one stuck out in my head.
Just thought of one. Star Fox.
I want Star Fox to be like a Muppet show. That's what I would want. I wouldn't want an anime. I'd want it to be full-on puppets.
Like Thunderbirds or whatever?
No, those are marionettes. Those are marionette puppets. I want like Muppets, like puppet, like Frank Oz, Jim Henson style puppets. That's what I want for Star Fox. Okay. So for mine, one game stuck out to me. And I got so passionate, so freaking engorged with coming up with this pick that I wrote a freaking essay.
Ooh.
And I need to go meditate for 5 hours before I get into it. So talk with chat, and I'm going to mentally prepare to give you my answer. I'll be right back. Gengar is going to take over for me. I'll be right back.
Okay. Whoa, this is intense.
I'll be back.
Is he actually meditating?
I am actually meditating.
What the fuck? Let's see what chat's up to. Paul says a Metroid anime. I think that would be fantastic. Would you do specifically Metroid Prime? Would you go into like the old ones? I'm not huge on Metroid. I've mentioned this on Nerdy Neo's podcast. I only ever played the Super Metroid ones, and I've never touched like the Metroid Prime trilogy or any of that. So I'd be curious, like, how closely do those stories relate? Is it like you would prefer to see more of the SNES type stuff, or would you want to see Metroid Prime? Um, Insidious Bliss says the simple answer is Mario 2, so Paul can get his Birdo hentai. Exactly. Fuck. Serious answer, Earthbound. Oh, yes, that would be really good. Imagine if they did every single game in that series as a separate anime. Yeah, I think that's a really good answer. That's what I was trying to think of, is like those games that they left enough to the imagination that you could totally see them being an anime. And that's why I thought like Majora's Mask would be really good, because it's a really dark atmosphere and there's so much character building in that, and it would be so strong as an anime. It's a tough question because, like, I was gonna say the Tales series, but those games have such realistic cutscenes already that it practically feels like I'm watching an anime, anyways. And like a lot of these modern games, the cutscenes are just so good that you don't really need a show out of it anymore. But Earthbound is a really good one, and I like Metroid as well as an answer. Um, Paul says, "I've only played Super Metroid and Prime 3. Any Metroid storyline would be dope." Hey, was there a Street Fighter anime, by the way? I'm curious, because that would
Yes.
be an interesting one.
Yes, there was.
There was, okay.
And it was really good because it had Alice in Chains in it.
Actually?
Actually, it was
Huh.
it was a anime movie, Street Fighter anime movie, and I was watching it at a sleepover with my buddy, like when we were 13, and suddenly fucking Alice in Chains hit. Like I think Ken's driving like down Hollywood Boulevard, and all of a sudden you hear Alice in Chains, and it's like, what? What the fuck? Like we were like so tired and out of it, and that woke us up. It was like, excuse me, Dem Bones is playing.
Soul Calibur!
There you go.
Soul Calibur would be a great fucking anime. I would watch the shit out of a Soul Calibur 2 anime.
Okay. I just want to quickly run through what chat was saying as well, because I was hearing it. Paul actually came up with my runner-up answer. I was going to say Metroid, but then I thought of a different one. But yeah, Super Metroid as an anime would be fucking incredible. Insidious Bliss saying, you already went through these, so I won't spend too much time. I just love chat's answers so much. Mario 2, so Paul can get his Birdo hentai. Exactly. We need the Birdo hentai for Paul. And then Earthbound anime. I don't want an Earthbound anime. I want an Earthbound movie directed by David Lynch. That's what I want.
That's a good idea.
Earthbound has a ton of references and nods to Twin Peaks. In fact, someone made fan art combining Earthbound and Twin Peaks, and it's fucking gorgeous. If you haven't looked it up, just type in Earthbound Twin Peaks. Only if you've seen Twin Peaks and played Earthbound, though, because spoilers be crazy for both of them. But yeah, that's what I want. Okay. Insidious Bliss said they also had a game based on it. On the Street Fighter movie? The movie?
I didn't know
anime?
that.
I don't know. Yeah. Paul says, Birdo hentai is already in the Discord. Perfect. All right, you ready for mine?
I am. I'm ready.
Let me get out my essay that I wrote on my computer, but I like.
You actually read it? Oh, okay.
It's about a paragraph. Okay. I have to think about this one. I have to think about one that hasn't gotten the anime treatment yet, because for better or for worse, a lot of my top picks have already gotten them. Mortal Kombat, Halo, and Bayonetta, etc. My pick, if I had creative control, would be Warcraft. A Warcraft full-blown anime. So, I used to be obsessed with Warcraft and its lore. And back in the day, WoW was absolutely my favorite fantasy setting. So when I say fantasy, like no sci-fi, so you think Lord of the Rings or Elder Scrolls or anything, Kingdom of Fire, whatever. WoW and Warcraft, that was my favorite fantasy setting. Warcraft was one of the few, if the only one, that I would spend hours watching lore videos on YouTube just to learn every little thing I can about every little character that did not matter at all. So like, there was channels dedicated, if you're a WoW fan back in the day, to being like, here's this random NPC in this town. Here's a 10-hour video explaining their entire lore in this random novel. that you didn't have to read. And I would listen to those like religiously just to learn everything there was about this world. There was already countless games, expansions, books you could turn into a very long-running series, and I absolutely loved the film. The film not being turned into a series has always upset me because I thought it was a great jumping-off point. But with an anime, you'd be able to pull off what the film series could have, but with a much smaller budget. I want to see a slow, drawn-out anime that lasts forever and peaks when it eventually gets to Warcraft 3. I want to see Arthas and Thrall and Grom and Sylvanas and Medivh and Illidan, all those characters included. And here's the thing. It was actually shocking. I had to check. I'm like, look, I haven't been a WoW fan. I think the last time I played WoW was like 2016, 2017. So it's been a long time, actually, which is crazy to think that 2016, 2017. But that's been years. So I was actually shocked. I'm like, wait, have they made this yet? Maybe they made it since. And I searched to make sure that it wasn't already a thing, and there isn't. It isn't a thing, but fans like in threads are like, Blizzard, why haven't you done this? Like, there's so many threads being like, why hasn't there been a Warcraft anime? And they've been begging for years.
Is Fire and Ice considered close enough?
Oh my god. So yeah, Fire and Ice, that was a funny story. That is a Ralph Bashki film. Rotoscoped animation, folks. Absolutely love rotoscoped animation. I want to make sure. I always get him mixed up with somebody else. So let me just make sure. Bashki.
I'm filling up on Dr. Pepper while you talk about Warcraft for hours.
Yeah, Ralph Bashki, rotoscoped animation. If you don't know what rotoscoped animation is, it's the best fucking animation ever. It's pretty much you film live action people and then you draw over them to create this surreal fluid movement. And so the most famous rotoscope film is Heavy Metal, which is also a Bashki film. But the Lord of the Rings rotoscoped animated film, that one is also fucking great. So yeah, Fire and Ice is an old Bashki film, and I watched it way after being a WoW fan, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is literally Warcraft 3. And I tweeted Mark Curran, who is a lead designer in Warcraft, World of Warcraft, and I'm like, did you guys just rip off Fire and Ice and not tell anybody? And he quote tweeted me and was like, you got us. And I'm like, are you... Because I'm like, this is literally Arthas, and this is literally fucking Rexxar, and this is Northrend. Like, are you kidding me? So yeah. I guess we've already had it with Fire and Ice. But anyway, one thing I found, which I thought was crazy, is... people want this so freaking bad that someone made an AI animated Warcraft anime. And so it's Warcraft 3, and they said, like, hey, Netflix. It literally says Netflix anime. Here's what you could do. There's Arthas. And I haven't even fully looked at this. Okay, the Lich King, I think, could do some work here. But, like, look, people are actually... Look, I know AI, generating AI art isn't the biggest talent in the world, but like you can see like someone went to the effort to like fucking type this into a computer and upload it and all that stuff. Oh my god, Illidan looks amazing. So Jaina, yeah, and the fact that I can recognize the characters, like, oh god. Uther, yep. Who else you got?
Okay, as somebody who's never played the games, I think this is a fantastic idea.
Kel'Thuzad is so cool. Thrall, my boy. Everybody loves Thrall. Malfurion. I'm sure they would cut down the line. There's a famous line where he talks to his wife right here, Tyrande, and he's like, hush now, Tyrande. He's pretty much like, shut up, bish. And I'm sure they would cut that line out. They cut it out in Reforged, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Sargeras. I didn't even consider Sargeras. Yeah, no, but like that's the thing. Is there's so much lore in Warcraft. It's stupid. Like, this anime, it could be like Dragon Ball Z. Like, it could go on forever. It's stupid how fucking long it could go on for. So you could do the expansions. You could do the books. You could fucking go off the movie. You could do all this stuff. And it would be cheaper than the movie series that I was so freaking hyped for. So that's my answer. And also, I want to point out that Chris Metzen, who is one of the original kings of World of Warcraft, has been roped back into World of Warcraft. So who knows? A lot of people are suddenly hopeful for World of Warcraft because Metzen's back, but again, it's not just one guy. So even though Metzen is back and WoW, I don't think he's gonna fix Blizzard. single-handedly. I don't think anyone can fix Blizzard at this point. I think it was they offered him a buttload of money to be like, please come right our wrongs, and he's like, that's a lot of money. So we'll see. But yeah, so that's my one and only answer. That's absolutely what I would love to see. And even though I'm totally done with Blizzard and WoW and everything, I would day one. I would be day one right there watching that, and I'd be a WoW nerd back again.
But I think it's a perfect answer because, again, as someone who's never played through those games, I loved the movie, by the way. I loved the movie so much.
And the thing about the movie that a lot of
it's-
people complained about, but I loved it, is the tagline I always remembered was, "It's your favorite character's parents." And it's like, that's great, though, because I wanted it to go on forever. So, yeah, there's only...
Wait, and anime allows that to happen. A movie doesn't allow that in the same way.
Because
people
like, have shorter
I
attention
go back to,
spans
like... I go back to Lord of the Rings, like, the trilogy is fantastic as films,
Yeah.
but the books tell so much more of the story. And if you had a show of Lord of the Rings that's not the modern shit, let's not fucking talk about that. But if you had a show like that was done by Peter Jackson, I think you could have accomplished similar.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to see that anime because I never got to experience the stories. But I think Warcraft has such a cool world and so many amazing characters and characters that I wish I got to dig into. And that would be a way to keep that footprint of those stories. Because as you've said, some of those games are like, they're remade this way. You can't play it this way anymore. Like this,
Lore
version
is
of the
like
game's not
literally
here anymore.
lost.
Like,
yeah, lore is
yeah,
entirely
it's
lost.
like-
You got Warcraft 3, and you can't even properly play the original version, and that wasn't even an MMO. That was a fucking RTS, the best RTS of all time, in my opinion. And you can't,
Yeah.
without a lot of elbow grease, it is a bitch just to play the original version of it. It's insane
Yeah.
because Blizzard wanted to overwrite it, modern Blizzard. So, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so I would love to see that. I'm sure Blizzard is going, write that down, write that down. Nah, I'm just kidding. They're worried about like milk fridges or something. But yeah, that's my answer. But I want to say
Oh, I love that answer.
thank you. Well, thank you guys. Thank you. I want to know what your guys' dream video game anime is in the comments. I already love Insidious Bliss's answer on Earthbound. I loved the story of Earthbound, but I hated the game. I hated playing it, and I loved the story. So if they were totally faithful, that would be an incredible anime for sure. I'm thinking about it in my head, and I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, that would be incredible anime. Like I said, I want a David Lynch film, Earthbound, but I'll do the anime. And then Paul came in and said Metroid, and Metroid was literally what I was gonna go with until I was like, fucking For the Horde, thinking of World of Warcraft. Holy shit, man. So yeah, Metroid was my go-to because Super Metroid is just such a good story. There's a lot of good story. Fusion, oh my god, Fusion would be an amazing anime. But the thing is, Metroid would work better as an anime over a live action because it's a very silent thing. And I don't think people would be able to handle a very silent protagonist on the big screen anymore. They would have to make it like Alien. Like it's
No, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is that you could make it live action because I always think of Alien when I think of Metroid.
yeah, and it was inspired directly, right, from Alien. Like there's so much. Metroid and Contra took so much from Alien, but I don't like the modern movie-going audience. I feel like they just wouldn't do it. But if you had full creative control, yeah. But I would make it like Alien. Samus is alone the whole time, so she would have to be fucking silent in an outfit. You could fix that a little bit with Fusion because she talks to Adam, right? So you could fix that when she gets a computer to talk to, but you have to do Super Metroid how it was told.
What if you did like a Robert Eggers style Metroid film?
That would be amazing, man. And get
Right?
William Dafoe as Ridley. William Dafoe coming in as Ridley, looking at Samus and being like, "Doth thou forsaken me, Samus? Would thou partake in this pie?" It's like, oh my god, I would love that. And then have Samus. The twist at the end is that Samus isn't a girl; it's Robert Pattinson.
10 out of 10.
Lighthouse 2! I love The Lighthouse so much. Everyone go see The Lighthouse. All right. That was our show. That was our show. Thank you guys for staying for so freaking long. Kay, any closing comments for everybody who's still watching at like whatever their fucking time zone is. This is midnight here, so everyone else it's like probably sunrise or something.
Well, first of all, thanks to everyone that joined the live recording. We've kind of been enjoying this because now we get to hear a bit more input from people that are watching at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's been really fun to have that interactivity with everyone and hear their opinions on some of the topics we're discussing. And sometimes you guys bring up really good points that almost change the direction of what we're talking about. Because we're like, oh yeah, that point makes sense. And it sends us on another tangent. So thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Bliss tipped $50. Great show and love the discussion.
Insidious Bliss is still here. You want to know how I know
God.
this? You want to know how I know he's still watching? Insidious Bliss came in and tipped another $50 and said, great show. Love the discussion. Insidious Bliss, man, we just love having you here, man.
I'm blown away.
We just love talking to you and everyone else. So your support means the world, buddy. So thank you for letting us know that you like this live format. You love talking with us. We do this show every other week on Thursdays. So thank you, man. It honestly means the world, your love and support. And we loved having you here, along with everybody else. We love talking with chat in between all the segments and everything and seeing what you guys think. So yeah, thank you, man. Means so much, truly.
I'm blown away. Thank you so much. And that was going to be the next. It's funny that happened because I was going to say thank you for tipping earlier. And then I got interrupted with you tipping again. That's so sweet of you. Thank you.
So yeah. Thank you guys so much. We are going to sign off here, but it ain't over, folks. Because guess what? Tomorrow, TMNT 2 with the Xbox crew, baby. TMNT 2, stay tuned. We're going to have everybody here. All the stars are here. So we're going to run through the whole freaking game again, and I cannot freaking wait. Insidious Bliss says, well deserved. Well, man, I can't thank you enough, but that means the world. Thank you, buddy. Honestly, I love having you in chat. Love hanging out with you. So thank you so much. All right, chat. Let us hit that music. Boom. Once again, thank you guys so much for hanging out for so frickin' long, and thank you for staying during that little blip that we had. Good Lord. This was 2 hours. It's almost a 3-hour show. So thank you so much. And look, we've said it nonstop, but I have to say it again. I have to do a huge shout out to Insidious Bliss to donating not once but twice with a $50 tip. I'm so glad you had a good time, man, and we're gonna keep this train a-rolling all night long. So thank you, Insidious Bliss. I really appreciate you tipping not once but twice. All right, we're gonna see you guys tomorrow. Same same Melee time, same Melee channel for some TMNT. Until then, good night, goodbye, everyone. So long, and see ya.